We are live. It's the comic book hall and round table discussion. Been quite a long time since we have broadcast. We hope that you hadn't forgot about us. We definitely have not forgot about you. I am Matt Odom. The panel tonight includes the esteemed Tonio Coleman. What you rocking tonight, Tony? What you got on tonight? What you got tonight?
It's a little throwback, man. You know.
Oh,
That is nice.
Soundwave.
Soundwave, my favorite transformer. All right. Al Rainey is in the building tonight.
Yo.
And we have Xavier Randall, who is back
Good
in the
evening.
building. All
Better than
right,
ever.
all right.
He's back and better than
And of
ever.
course, I am Matt Odom, your host. And let's go ahead and get this show on the road. We're going to kick things off tonight with our top five worst platform games of all time. I have a tie for my number one, so I will go ahead and work my way back from number five, fellas. Number five on my list, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get some laughs tonight, is Home Alone. I went old school on my platform.
That
Worst.
was Nintendo, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
worst. That's why I said we're going worst. We're going worst. All right. So number four. I don't know if y'all remember this game. Wrath of the Black Manta. Number
He,
three,
he went back to
Dragon's
two
Lair.
button controllers. All two button controllers.
Yeah. Number three, Dragon's Lair. One of the
Oh,
worst
man.
games I've ever played.
No, I have to strongly disagree with that,
Yeah.
man.
Number two, Bucky O'Hare.
That was a Capcom game.
Yeah, it was garbage. The arcade game was great. I don't know if y'all ever played the arcade game. Arcade game is like the old Konami Ninja Turtles game. That was really good. Number one on my list is Festus Quest,
Oh,
tied with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Mm.
Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street was bad.
So you got the double win. So that is my top five list. And Antonio, let's get your list, man.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Friday the 13th back on the old NES.
oh, that's my number one.
Why? I'm just asking. I just want to know why.
It was garbage, man. That game.
Never do nothing.
Yeah, I mean, you just basically run the whole time, and you
Right.
never.
Mhm.
I mean, you try to save the counselors, and Jason just come in and just. Whoo,
Straight
you
up,
hear that
yo.
sound?
It's a wrap.
It was over with. Um, and a lot of them that I really hated is actually based off a movie. So I'm gonna go ahead and go on to the next one. I don't know if any of y'all played it, but Predator on NES,
Yeah.
garbage. Um, GI Joe, NES, garbage.
Oh yeah, man, that was trash. Yeah, I just thought about that. Hell, the arcade game was bad.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. The other one is Rambo. I don't know if you played that on NES.
Yeah, I remember. I remember.
Garbage.
I think Acclaim made that game.
And I ain't never did buy any of these. I just rented them from the
Allen
rental
Video?
store back in the day. Yeah, and I immediately yeah, you gotta take this back next day. Gotta take this back. Take it back and get something else. And then, man, I'm probably gonna say the worst one of all time is I'm gonna just go ahead and say Jaws. If you ever played that, because if you had an NES Advantage controller, you could beat the game in 5 minutes, literally.
Hey man, what about Platoon?
Oh no.
Since we throwing,
I knew better than that. Knew better than even rent
yeah,
that.
yeah,
at all.
Platoon, Top Gun, Top Gun was cool, man. You trying to land the plane?
Couldn't land the plane. It was a fun game, but you couldn't land the plane.
Yeah, man, that's some. So I'm trying to think what other movie games that was garbage that came out back in the day.
I mean, there was a lot of them back then, man.
Yeah, I mean,
that first Ninja Turtle game to me, I couldn't stand it.
oh man, it was you had to have Donatello to beat the game. It was literally Donatello
had to.
the only one who could beat the game with.
Donatello
they came out
and
with that.
Leonardo.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Leo.
And
Yep.
two people playing.
Until they came out with the arcade game, no.
Al, the Elder Scroll. What is your top 5, my friend? Check your mic.
You got your mic muted.
My bad, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We do appreciate it. I didn't go mute. I just didn't have my microphone on. My top 5, man, amongst the plethora of crappy games that have actually come out. Let's see here. We got Superman 64. Nintendo 64 was the worst platformer I could ever think of that existed. Controls sucked. Everything sucked about that game. It didn't make no sense to even produce that game and Acclaim. Everybody that was a part of that development team need to be drawn and quartered. Bubsy 3D.
Yeah, I started to put that on mine.
That was a super garbage game. That game was a platformer game, which I don't understand why they came out with this game, but it was terrible. One game that I actually played that harkens to what TC just said about movie games was The Fifth Element. I don't know if y'all played that game. That game make you want to transform into something and just destroy everything around you because it was just terrible. Let's see. My number 2 was a Dreamcast game. That particular game was Nightmare Creatures and Nightmare Creatures 2. Terrible platformer game. Controls terrible. Graphics terrible. Music terrible. Camera angles terrible.
I remember that.
I don't even see why they came out with a Nightmare Creatures 2 because the Nightmare Creatures 1 was so terribly bad. I think that was also on the PlayStation 2, if I'm not mistaken, but it was terrible. My number 1 will be Friday the 13th. That game was god awful. They served no purpose. All you did was run around. You couldn't figure out how to do nothing. I couldn't figure out how to equip anything. All I did was die in that game. That's all I did.
You get a stone and a knife.
That's it. And it's like, man, I rented it too from Blockbuster, and I too was disgusted. And I feel like that game should be buried, just like that Atari 26 game that was buried out in the desert. I can't remember which one it was, but that's E.T. Yeah, thank you. Now that game was okay. Anyway, that's mine.
All right, Xavier, your top 5.
I did not do a list, but I will concur on a lot of you all's picks because the only one that I would honestly have to put on mine that I ain't hear anybody say was that Simpsons game on the Nintendo.
Oh man, Jesus Christ, man, that damn paint, everything purple or whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, man, I broke many controller playing that, man.
Mm-hmm.
That was the start of me breaking controllers, Antonio. That was where it originated from, was playing that, man. That and Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead, yep.
I beat that.
Oh,
how did you beat that?
You must have been extremely bored that day.
I beat it, yeah. You had to collect the pieces to the tickets to the Guar concert.
No, sir.
Guar.
Yep.
All right, so let's go into our next topic. About 3 weeks ago, Antonio, DT, who is not here with us on the panel, but a good friend of ours, and Larry, who hopefully will be joining us tonight, went to the Atlanta Comic Convention. This is not the Atlanta Comic Con, but just a smaller comic convention that we have frequented. This is our second year going, and I will say that it was, from the eye test, it was a huge success for me. I was able to pick up a few things, which you'll see tonight in my haul. Overall, I was satisfied. Thought everything was. Oh, that's where you got it from?
eBay, man.
Oh, eBay. I thought you picked it up at the
No.
Okay.
The bait.
I told y'all I was gonna get them.
So said it.
Because they didn't have them in the movie theaters. I was pissed. I got 2 of them.
But the comic convention was really good. And I had no complaints. Although I will say I do have a mini rant. Uh, and I wish Larry was here because clearly he was standing right next to me when it happened. Some of these vendors really need to get a reality check on selling stuff, man. Because this one guy had a green label Hulk 181, grade 6, and he had an unslabbed copy of 181 with the corner torn. He wanted $980 for both. And I just gave him a blank stare. It was just like, oh, okay, that's what you want for it. A $980. So you basically want me to pay for a unslabbed grade, I don't know, I'd say probably like a 5 or 6. That's a regular book. But this is green label. People don't know what the green label means. That means something is missing. And in that case, the coupon was missing.
Mm-hmm.
So basically that was a $200 book.
Or less.
Yeah, yep. Because of the Hulk 181. So these vendors think that, and I know everybody's in this to make a dollar, but come on, man, at some point, stop trying to get over on folks. Just because it's Hulk 181. There were a couple of vendors there that some of those prices made me scratch my head. And then there was some vendors that was there, and I'm pretty sure Al has his haul. There were some vendors there that had some absolute gems. You could come up. And then there were some guys that were there who were really, really customer friendly, and they looked out for you. So, like I said, it was a different spectrum across the board. I enjoyed myself. Al, your thoughts on the show?
I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. There was we got there like right when it started, and it was still a lot of people there, and it was crazy because it was like a rat race for the most part. And essentially what happened, it just got to a point to where it was like, okay, hold on one quick second.
You just want some off eBay, man?
Oh God. No.
I know that sound. That is the eBay sound.
Man, I was bidding on the Crisis on Infinite Earths. It was the 12-part series. It sold for $38, man, and the dude outbid me by 50 cents.
That's it, man.
Been there, done that.
That's it.
That right now.
And that's the cheapest I've seen that on eBay. Like,
yep.
How much was it set? How much was it?
It's over $38 with $5 shipping. That ain't bad at all.
No, because you got 2 books in that set that's already worth about $20 already. So
right.
That's a good deal. No, I was gonna say that's a good deal.
Not only that, but you got some people on eBay trying to sell the whole set for like $100, and somebody like the guy that was trying to sell that 181 was trying to support a crack or a meth habit or something. But as it stands, I enjoyed myself at the convention. It was bustling. It was what I expected it to be. Not really. It wasn't really a convention, more or less, than it was pretty much like a yard sale, kind of like, just a comic book market. That type of atmosphere I really like, because you see the salt of the earth people, as far as those who collect comics and, that are into comics, and, even those that are just getting into collecting comics and stuff, just to see and that's the crazy part for me, is that I did a lot of people watching too. And, to see somebody pull out a comic book out of a box and their eyes just light up like it's Christmas, and you just got Metroplex or something, it actually is like a feel good feeling almost. It's like, you hear them, but because I know I had a couple of feel good feelings on my face. But I mean, I caught some gems. I will say to our audience, if you are just getting into comic books, or if you're into comic books and you've never patronized a convention or anything of that nature, I would suggest to do it, because you can find some good stuff. Whatever. But anyway, I got some nice stuff. You know, everybody that went, Larry and the other gentleman, I think his name is DT. He got some. Well, I think he got a couple of nice things too. But you know, as Matt indicated, you had some that was pretty much trying to support, you know, a drug habit, and that's to be expected because you know you're gonna have all kinds. My mindset or process is that you know when you go to one of those things, if you are a vendor, try to sell the product. You know, don't be in a position to where you trying to, you know, I made this lick off this dude because now in this particular climate, there's a lot of people, especially if you're in the like us. We're in the comic books. We know what the deal is. We know when we see a pile of a mule doo-doo, and we know when we see that Holy Grail and that, you know, that Ark of the Covenant. Sell your product. Be reasonable about it. Sell your product to make money, but at the same time, don't try to rob, cheat, and steal somebody like Eddie Guerrero. You know, it makes no sense. But I mean, but to make a long story short, man, I enjoyed myself, man, and I'm looking forward to the next one whenever we go.
Well, the next one will be coming up next month, May 12th. Hopefully, we can get Antonio to roll down there with us, man, and we can go to Carrie Hills while we down there in Savannah, and get some of them long arm hush puppies. But we will be in Savannah next month for the Savannah Comic Convention. And hopefully this one will not disappoint. And of course, the big one is in July, the Atlanta Comic Con, which they have got a huge list. I don't know if anybody seen those feeds that the notification that's popping up in people's feeds of the artists that's going to be there. But they've got like the guy who drew Rocco's Modern Life. They got all, you know, just all kind of different artists that's going to be there. So this thing is going to be massively huge. And hopefully, man, you know, Lord willing, I'll walk out of there with a 181. I plan on getting a 181 or something. Go ahead, yeah.
I want to also say too, you know, that Savannah Comic Con, it ain't no slouch either, man, because you know they got the voice actors for what Vegeta gonna be there, Vegeta, Piccolo. I don't think Goku's gonna be there, but a couple other anime, man. It's just that in itself to see the voice of the Prince of all Saiyans.
Yeah.
Man, that's good enough for me, man.
Yeah.
I'm the Prince of all Saiyans. Yeah.
I know Xavier gonna be thrilled about that.
I gotta get my Vegeta pop first. I gotta find the Vegeta pop so I can get that signed when we're there.
All right. So let's keep this train moving. Let's move into our next topic. Our next topic is something that's popping up within the next 2 weeks. That is the Infinity War is on the horizon. There's nothing that needs to really be said about this. Then it's going to be a top grade movie. We know this already. Now what everybody's doing is trying to figure out who, what, where, and when. A couple of articles that came out over the last couple of weeks. One most recently saying that Silver Surfer could be a possibility for this movie. Of course, Captain Marvel has not been confirmed, but I can just about tell you
she's not gonna be in it.
Okay, well,
they confirmed she's not gonna be in it.
I'm sure they're gonna make a reference somewhere. You know, Marvel always makes a reference to something, so you know we may get that. We're like I said, it's on the 27th, same day that God of War comes out, which we'll talk about that in just a second. Fellas, TC, the resident Black Panther man, resident Thanos man, what is your thoughts as we prepare to head into Infinity War?
My prediction is, I want y'all to hear this.
Can I get the bang? Can I get the bang? Can I get the classic bang?
This movie is gonna break. It's gonna break all records. It's gonna break Star Wars records. Is what it's gonna do. It's gonna do it. I mean, when I read the stats today, when they said it's already pre-sold more tickets than the last 7 Marvel movies combined. That's including Black Panther, which broke the record on what was it, Winter Soldier?
Yep.
So I mean, if you count that, and then the other 6 movies prior to that, including Thor Ragnarok, Civil War, I mean, it's gonna be massive, man. And you know, the comics right now are going through the roof as far as price wise. Anything related to Thanos going through the roof.
Yeah.
That Silver Surfer 44, that first appearance of the Infinity Gauntlet. Yeah, you lucky to find it under $100. Lucky to find it under $100 right now. I see Al. But yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna say it's gonna break all records, and you know, I got my ticket. They say a lot of people ain't gonna be able to go see it.
Oh yeah, we got me and T. Yeah, we got our what time? TC 7:00.
7:00 on Thursday. Yeah,
IMAX.
Yeah. So I mean, we're waiting.
Who do you think's gonna die? What's your predictions on that, man? Who do you think's gonna die in the movie? I mean,
it's hard to say, man. I mean, you know, I know Chris Evans said he's not coming back after this one, so I mean, you got to assume that he's gonna die at some point in the movie. But I'm pretty sure they've already filmed this. Hadn't they already filmed the second one?
Yeah.
Okay. So it may be something where he dies, come back, and then be done with it after the next one, or anything like that. But from what I've heard, you're gonna find out why Thanos is who he is, as far as the mad titan, as they call him, the killer of all these people. He's pretty much gonna clear out all that whole ship that Thor's on. So I'm waiting to see. The body count on this one.
Gonna be high.
Yeah. Thoughts?
Well, I concur with TC. And ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I had that Kool-Aid smile is because a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, I found that that Silver Surfer 44 online for about $60. It was actually a CGC 9.0. So jackpot. But anyway, needless to say, man, I read that same article that TC just mentioned about the ticket sales and all. And if you look at the gravity of that, I mean, the last 7 Marvel movies included the Guardians 2. It included Doctor Strange. It included, of course, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok. What else? Civil War.
And Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man Homecoming. So for this movie to already be pre-sold that many tickets, they probably made at least a third of their production costs back with just pre-sales. We're not going to even talk about how they've been hyping it up. X mentioned earlier today, and I saw a commercial earlier where a friend of his was talking about how they've been using Black Panther in a lot of the spots. I mean, of course, Marvel's not stupid. You know, they're trying to get the same people that went to see Black Panther to go watch the Infinity War. So as much as they could put their current cash cow on the face of the TV, right, they're going to do that. So, I mean, if anybody has any questions as, oh my God, this is an Avengers movie, why is Black Panther being shown every time I see it?
You know what I've heard? I've heard people say that this is Black Panther and the Avengers, is the way that Marvel is almost marketing.
Yeah, and you know what? That's those people, bless their hearts. I mean, they don't understand the purpose of marketing. I mean, you think about it. What is McDonald's biggest selling hamburger?
The Big Mick.
Big Mick.
Well, Big Mac. You know, Big Mick. That's it doesn't have sesame seeds on the bun. The Big Mick doesn't, but it's got a special sauce and it doesn't have a sesame seed bun. That's the difference between that and the Big Mac. Well, of course, when you see a McDonald's commercials, unless they're talking about a specific type of burger they're trying to push, you're going to see the Big Mac because that's their bread and butter. That's their ace in the hole. That's what they go with. So, you know, you ain't going to see a McDouble unless they trying to sell McDoubles. You're going to see whatever their franchise, you know, is. I mean, you know, look no further than WWE where they're trying to ram Roman Reigns down everybody's throat. That's another story. But needless to say, Marvel is not stupid. Disney is not stupid. They're going to do whatever they need to do to put butts in the seats to get everybody to go out and watch this movie. I predict that this first weekend that this movie is released, I wouldn't doubt if they do $500 million that first weekend. If you look at the numbers that Black Panther brought in that first weekend, Black Panther brought in what in 4 days, like 200-300 million dollars.
Yeah.
So if you look at that and look at the gravity of this particular movie, you talking about Thanos, you talking about everybody that's been introduced in the Marvel Cinematic Universe thus far in one movie. That's huge. You know, no pun intended. That's a huge deal. So you got people that are fans of Doctor Strange, that are fans of Guardians, that are fans of Thor, that are fans of the Avengers, Iron Man, the Hulk, Black Panther, that's gonna flock to see this movie. My only question, and you know, I'm just this type of person, is the build-up. Of course, we know pretty much Thanos is gonna wreck shop. Some people are gonna die. Me personally, I had the feeling as to answer that question you asked TC. I think whoever dies is probably going to be brought back. And I'm not going to spoil it for anybody that don't know how the Infinity Stones work. But I think at some point or another, they're going to be brought back. But then there are going to be some, they claim, and they might be throwing red herrings out, but they claim that there are going to be some people that die that's not coming back. You know, Chris Evans may be one because he did confirm that he was done playing Captain America. So, but
if
then
he
that's
dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. But see, it's too obvious to me, which I think they're throwing red herrings because, you know, they got that one scene that's been made out of a meme where Thanos, he playing, right, he catches his glove, which I'm like, okay, dude, I know you brave, but, you know, enough is enough and it's time for a change. But I think that it's going to be Owen Hart reference, ladies and gentlemen.
What was it?
The blue blazer.
Blue blazer, man.
Blue blazer. But I think somebody got to die. Let the gunshots flow. Because if I got to go, they got to go. You know, that's a Biggie Smalls reference. But anyway, it's some people gonna die. But my thing is that I'm really looking forward to what's gonna happen after the movie and the end credits and how they're gonna set everything up for the second movie. That's where I am right now. So we all, you know, and I'm also looking forward to seeing the Black Order, because the Black Order, oh my God, you know, if you've never read anything about the Black Order, go if you can. It's probably gone up too. There was a 2013 miniseries called Infinity that was written by Jonathan Hickman.
It's out the roof.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sorry. If you can find the trade paperback, because they're loosely supposed to be.
Yeah, that's the new one. That's the new one. Now you can't find it. You just get the trade paperback.
Just get the trade paperback. But if you can't find the miniseries for a decent price, I'm sure you can find the Infinity trade paperback for maybe about $15-$20. But that's going to be the backdrop for which they use this, and I think part of the Infinity Gauntlet story that came out in the 90s. But they're going to use those two stories as a backdrop for Infinity War. But yeah, check out that Black Order. I'm actually rooting for them. I'm sorry. I'm rooting for the Black Order. So, but I'm looking forward to this movie, man. It's gonna be hype. I hate I can't go with y'all because, you know, I'll be helping people with accident claims and stuff while y'all sitting up chilling. But I'm probably gonna go watch it that Friday morning, and try to hit the matinee before it get too thick up in there. So I get me an Infinity Cup.
All right, X, your thoughts?
As we were saying, I'm gonna go ahead and put mine out there. I gotta say how one of the gems are gonna work. One stone. Like I told y'all, I think Iron Man is gonna die, and I think he's gonna turn into the new Jarvis. I think they're gonna kill off Hawkeye, and then Doctor Strange is gonna bring him back with the Time Stone, and then he'll come back as Ronan. I'm sorry, he's gonna somewhat die, and then come back as Ronan in the fourth Avengers movie. And I know they're gonna kill off Vision, and then Doctor Strange is gonna bring him back with the Time Stone. He's just not gonna have the Mind Stone in him. But those are my three predictions. Probably not gonna happen, but hey, it'll be cool if it did.
Now, you know, Vision is plausible. I can see that because Vision is one of those characters I hate to say that he's a Quicksilver character, but he's a Quicksilver character, meaning that at this particular point in time, the only value that he has right now is the possession of the Mind Stone, right? So you take that away from him, that's it. But that right there, I guess I'm gonna put that in the mental Rolodex and see if that happens. I will give you props and kudos if that happens. I mean, I'll do that anyway, but I might just buy you a Chick-fil-A sandwich or something if it comes true.
All right. All right, fellas, let's move on. Let's stay on the Marvel side of things. Now, since Black Panther has broke all kind of records, and for those who don't know, we talked about before there was even a Black Panther movie announced, if I'm not mistaken. I think we talked about this last year, and a couple of years ago. Now that we've been doing this, but I think we talked about this before in one of our earlier shows, and this is that with the advent of characters like Black Panther. And even to a degree, we've got Black Lightning on TV now, and also a couple of characters that popped up on Arrow, couple different places, stuff like that. And Legion, we've got the Runaways, which is apparently a hit on Hulu. I hadn't watched it, but everybody's saying that show is a hit. What's the show? What's the show on FX? The Gifted, yeah. And so you got these offspring of what I call C-list comic book characters to a degree. Are we going to be seeing more of these characters being fleshed out? I mean, and we also did a top 10 DC characters list of guys some years ago, villains or what have you. You've got so many characters in the comic sphere that could be fleshed out and used. So what I want to ask you guys is who, and what, and in what capacity would you like to see a certain character or someone else? Now, TC, we know you're a Black Panther fan, but what are some of the other guys that you follow that you would like to see in the cinematic universe at some aspect?
Well, I've gotten caught up on Black Lightning. And I was reading an article because I mean, if anybody's following the storyline now, the way the story is right now for that show, they've really opened it up to bring in Static Shock at this point. Right now, if you follow the storyline on there for it, which I think that would be a really good thing that you could either bring him in, I guess, on that show, or you could even just have it kind of a spinoff. The way they've done other shows in that whole Arrowverse, the way it started off from the beginning, I think you could do that real easy in this situation. And that's a character with the way they've done Black Lightning. That's a character that I think they could easily do on TV, and it'd be a popular show, and it carries its own weight in that situation.
Any other characters that you particularly like that you would like to see? Like your own personal. I know you're a Lobo fan.
I mean, my own personal man. There's nothing that would be small screen that I know they're not gonna do. I know they're not gonna do it. It'd be anybody. Mainly, it would be big screen characters that I'd want to see them do, but they're not gonna do it because of the whole
contract.
Disney, Fox, all that's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So I've given up on that. That dream is dead.
Xavier, your characters, man. Not Batman related. Just
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, sir.
I know Larry laughing at that.
No, he did throw shade.
Yeah, he did. Major shade.
Just mess with
man. That was a solar eclipse.
Parasol.
I actually want to see them do Blackheart the right way. I know he was in one of the what's Ghost Rider movie. Yeah,
my God, that wasn't Blackheart, man. That was just a dude with makeup on, man. That wasn't Blackheart.
He is Legion. I mean, he's Legion. We are many, but I want to see them do him right. TC, I would say one thing on the small screen, they can actually do it well. Look at Kingpin.
You talking Blackheart?
I'm just saying, in general, on the small screen, they can get it right.
I mean, on Netflix, but I'm talking about like on
FX and stuff like that. Yeah,
just regular TV. I don't see it happening.
They destroy Legion, in my opinion.
Oh, man, that's a horrible show, man.
You know, but it gets so much praise. Have you seen?
It's something about, but you know what? I think it's these people who normally don't read the material like we, like we do.
Normally they don't read the material. That's all that is.
Yeah, and so watching this is like it's like a psychodrama for them.
Because you know the second season has started up already.
Yeah, they've already renewed it for a third.
I haven't even seen it.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it past the third episode.
Hey, you were smart. In my opinion, you were smart. I really want to see them do Carnage the right way. Even though I know they talking about Woody Harrelson supposed to be playing him in the Venom movie, but I would need a great Venom. I think they're gonna do an okay Venom, but I want a great Venom. Then I want an excellent Carnage, which, about like TC said, it's not gonna happen. So, give up on that dream. But
you don't think Woody Harrelson can pull it off?
Not Carnage. Don't get me wrong. Woody Harrelson is a great actor, but he's not Carnage. Not in my opinion.
I mean, he'd have to channel back to the old Natural Born
Killers, right?
And that was 20 years ago.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's many years ago.
Right.
He'd have to channel that back.
Channel that back. He's gonna have to go back in time and get that body. For the amount of stuff that Carnage does, he's not physically fit to pull that off.
Man, Carnage, that's CGI, man. He ain't gonna be flipping across no buildings and stuff.
Look, Andy Serkis has been doing CGI in every single role that he done outside of Claw, and he's been doing literally doing all that on his own.
But that's his job, though, man. Everybody know him as Smeagol. Come on, man.
Hey, let's get somebody that can do that.
The Precious.
But all in all, to be honest with you, the main villain that I really wish I could see and done right, and I'm surprised y'all don't know what I'm about to say. Some of y'all might, but Omega Red.
I want to see Doom.
You know what, man? Oh, until that's over with Disney, I don't even want him on the screen. I don't even want to see him being touched.
He was in that X-Men movie with which one was it? With the Phoenix, the one that had Juggernaut in it. He was supposed to be on that transport when they broke Juggernaut out, and they drove
the one with
Madrox. When they broke them out, yeah, he was supposed to be locked up in there, and they said there was a deleted scene where basically they walked by, saw him, and said, "No, he's too dangerous," and keep moving.
Did they have
frost
coming out?
Man.
Did they have any kind of frost going by? Because now I'm gonna have to watch the movie and watch the deleted scenes for that.
That's what they said it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be in it.
Man, kill thyself.
Like I said, I don't want to see Omega Red until this Disney deal gets signed. Till that gets clear, till it clears the path. I don't even want to see him on the screen. I don't even want them to even think about him in a meeting because they'll botch it. They'll botch that, man. That's a villain that it's like that Deadpool. Just please don't mess it up, because Omega Red is like one of the top 5 coolest villains out there, man. Absolute cool villain. Yeah, man, you already bought Silver Surfer. You destroyed that. You ruined folks' dreams behind that. What you got, Lady Deathstrike? You ruined that. Yeah, I mean, y'all already ruined enough X-Men.
Silver Surfer, not Silver Surfer.
Ivan Ooze.
What's my boy? Silver Samurai.
Yeah. That was Silver Samurai. I'm sorry, Silver Samurai.
That was the aluminum foil karate champ. That's what that was.
He stole Strife's suit. That's all he did.
I watched that movie for the first time, man, with TC. And TC was like, "Oh, you had never seen this?" I was like, "No, I wasn't going to the theater to see it." And when I watched that, man, I saw that. It was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, "This was in the theater."
TC is not your friend for allowing you to watch that movie.
Stuff like that, man. Like, he'll do stuff like that. We watched the Iron Man 3 because I never saw that in the theater. I watched that on FX, and we watched that one. And we were watching it when I saw what's his face? What's the dude name? The villain? What was his name?
The Mandarin.
The Mandarin. When I saw that, man, I was like, this dude.
The 10 Rings, man.
Looks like he works over at Loco's Bar and Grill, man.
Well, When he started screaming "Olay, Olay, Olay, Olay," I almost got up and walked out of the movie theater.
But you want to know what though? In defense of Ben Kingsley, that man is an excellent actor. With what he was given, it was crap. He could have done a lot more if they given him the true Mandarin as it pertains to the comic book.
Yeah.
But as far as it goes, it was garbage. Given a script, he did what they asked him to do, and that was it. But yeah,
we're not blaming him. We're not blaming him at all.
We're blaming the studios, man.
What's his name? Shane Black. That's who isn't that who did that one?
Yeah, that's the new director for the Predators movie too. So. And
then he also do no, that was Brett Ratner. Never mind.
That didn't sound right, man. Just say the new Predator movie. I mean,
yeah, Shane Black, the same dude that did Iron Man 3, is doing the new Predator movie.
The new, just let that sink in. If you're watching this show right now and you're over 28, just let that sink in. New Predator movie.
You know what? I mean, he was in the original.
No, right. No. I'm not going to give him an inch
in the original.
On the new Predator.
Nah, I'm gonna give it a chance because it's supposed to be an actual true sequel.
Yep.
It ain't got nothing to do with Danny Glover.
Okay, so it's not the first. It's not a remake of the first.
No.
All right. I was under the impression it was a remake of the first. Okay. All right. So, okay, if it's a straight sequel, then I mean,
and like they actually trying to do it where Schwarzenegger's gonna be back in it, not a major character in the movie, but time has gone by, and they trying to link up with him to figure out how or what he did to beat him.
All you got to do is call Danny Glover, man, and old boy, and them guys
Danny Glover never happened.
Hey, no, them guys that tried to roll up in there on him in that room, they said, "Back off, man, we got this." TC, you know what I'm talking about? When them Dukes went in there.
Gary Busey, man.
Yeah,
I know that movie. All right.
Gary Busey,
Silver Bullet.
Oh, Al, what's your comic book characters, man, that you would like to see, man?
Well, I think with the success of Black Panther, man, I think we're going to see a bit more diversity as far as the type of characters that we see on the screen. I hope that the MCU doesn't go the route of some of the Marvel titles with the SJW stuff and just stick to, telling some really good, compelling stories on the movie screen. With that being said, what I would like to see in reference to Marvel, I would like to see possibly a movie based on the Ultimates, particularly Adam Brashear, the Blue Marvel. He's pretty much a Superman clone, but with the way his story was, his origin story, it actually would make for some compelling, a compelling movie. Not to mention, he's one of the most powerful characters in the Marvel universe as it stands right now. We talked about this on another on a previous show, but Monica Rambeau, she was actually the first Captain Marvel after Marvel, and she's rumored to be in the Captain Marvel movie. So that actually comes to fruition. That would be cool. On the DC side, man, I would actually like to see a version of Black Lightning join the Justice League at some point, which I'm really hoping the DC could steer that boat regarding their current situation with their movies and stuff. One other character that I would like to see on the big screen, which I kind of think that because of the success of Black Panther, we may see DC try to bite or duplicate somewhat of that situation with Black Panther, and that's a character called Icon that was with the Image imprint. Icon pretty much is Superman, alien that was that crash landed into the South during slavery in the 1800s, and he adapted the persona of a black man and pretty much lived as himself for several hundred years, hiding his powers. He was created by Dwayne McDuffie, the late Dwayne McDuffie, and a couple other people through Milestone. I honestly think that particular movie, if DC was serious about like opening up opportunities for, you know, minority, you know, different types of movies, I think that movie will go off well. As you all know, I'm of course the huge Captain Marvel, well, DC's Captain Marvel, which is Shazam. I'm really concerned that hopefully this will come out the gate swinging. Because DC right now, you know, it ain't looking too hot for them, man. You know, it's like right now they like the Zayers of the movie industry right now. So
Don't do my franchise like that.
hey man, I love Zayers when it was out. And ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what Zayers is, Zayers is the old school department store. I think the only Zayers they had was in Macon. I don't think they had Zayers anywhere else. But needless to say, they had some good stuff though. But yeah, man, those characters right there off the top of my head would be some characters that I would love to see on the big screen. As far as the small screen, I think there's enough representation at this point. I want to see more, you know, characters like Black Panther get their shine. We can't really talk about too much of nothing else in reference to X-Men or the Fantastic Four because, of course, Fox and Disney hadn't hashed that crap out yet. But you know, that opens up a whole nother can of worms that I don't really want to get into right now. So,
well, my batch of characters, I would like to see Moon Knight. I want to see them remake Blade. Tomb of Dracula.
Oh, we were doing heroes too. I thought we were just doing villains.
No, we're doing everybody. We're doing everybody.
Everybody.
You know, what you call it? Met with Marvel.
Snipes.
No, Boyega met with them. The dude from Star Wars. He met with them and talks to doing a character for them, and they're thinking it might be Blade, but
I hope he gets shot. I hope it's a character that gets shot in the mouth.
Dang.
Very first.
That's rough.
Yes. Hey man, that's like that Wu-Tang on 36 Chamber talking about sewing somebody and keep feeding them this stuff. Evil, man.
Sleeping pills.
Yeah.
And also another one who I've never heard anybody talk about this guy, but get Cole the Conqueror. You know, you never hear anybody talk about Cole, man.
No, not after the movies with Kevin Sorbo, man. That's that buried that.
Yeah.
You put that on ice and bury it.
Goodness.
But it's, you know,
Sorbo. Right.
But you could definitely put Moon Knight on Netflix, man. That's a solid Netflix character that could be fleshed out. And also, you know, they're moving into this new phase, man. I won't be surprised if we see the Thunderbolts coming after a while too. West Coast Avengers. You know, we talk about this. We mention this at least once a quarter. West Coast Avengers. You know, you got all. You know, with them get ready to make some changes there. You definitely want to look at that. But those are some of the characters that I think that could, you know, flesh out. You got Nighthawk. I mean, you got Shadowhawk. Excuse me. No, Shadowhawk is with Valiant. Nighthawk is with Marvel. So I mean,
I want a good representation of Jubilee.
Yeah, you know they've botched Jubilee. That's another character that's been botched. Rogue has technically been botched. Gambit has been botched. They got Colossus right in the last Deadpool movie for the finally for the first time. I mean, it's a lot. I tell you, man, it's a lot of characters, man. You know, Mr. Sinister.
Tell you something, man. At this particular point, Matt, we might well go to the next topic because as long as Fox still keep hold to those people, and I know that was improper English, we are never, ever gonna get a close to faithful representation of Jubilee, Mr. Sinister, Cannonball, Magic, Kitty Pryde, the White Queen, Strife. We're not gonna get that, man.
Mojo.
Hey, hold on. We might get a good Strife, depending on how well he's done in Deadpool.
Not if it's
done.
So Strife's supposed to be in Deadpool too?
No, what I'm saying is if Cable, like if Josh Brolin pulls off Cable well in Deadpool, Strife is a clone of him, so we could just have him playing Strife in the movie. You see what I'm saying?
This is true.
Now, the rumor is for Dark Phoenix is that they're going to actually put Sinister in there, but it's going to be a female That's gonna play Sinister.
See,
Garbage.
Never
I mean,
mind. So let's go ahead and no. That's all. We just go ahead and move on to the next topic. Next topic
it
is
was
Shazam, movie thought, casting, costume, and etc. So Al, this is your
oh
baby.
man,
We've seen the photos. What is your thoughts on Shazam? As far as me, I've got to see. I'm going to steal a phrase from Antonio Coleman. I've got to see a little bit more.
I mean, I have to see a little bit more as well, but I'm not gonna lie. I think the suit costume looks pretty good. People were ragging, about hey, it's padded. You didn't see Justice League. You know what I'm saying?
What costume? What superhero movie where these guys don't have extra?
Thank
stuff?
you. You look at T'Challa's suit in Black Panther, man. That dude ain't cut up like that. I mean, the only representation we're gonna get real people looking like their comic book counterparts is if we pick up a comic book and read it. Technically, if you look at Thor in the comic book, that dude is 6'7", weighs 450 pounds.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen. We don't have people on this earth, and if they are 6'7", 450 pounds, they don't look like Thor.
I got a question. The same people that are complaining about the padding and the costume, are they tripping on how Captain America looks smaller when he's in his costume, and Thor even looks smaller in his costume? We know those jokers are jacked.
That's what I'm saying.
But see, this is the thing. We're talking about a DC character, and people don't like when I say this.
True,
DC characters are gonna get scrutinized to the T. Whatever DC is put out, they're gonna scrutinize it times 75.
Right.
Wonder
Woman got paid before it came out.
Yeah, I still hold Justice League was a good movie. People still slam that movie, and they make it say it was so bad. That movie was not bad. It's just the fact that DC came out with that movie, and a lot of people want to try to put that up against Marvel's best product. It's like trying to compare the Cleveland Cavaliers to this current edition of the Cleveland Cavaliers to the 90s Bulls. You cannot compare the two.
That all depends on who you ask, because you got some folk that ride LeBron like that.
Either way it go. But we all know the truth in that. I'll use a better comparison. It's like trying to compare the Falcons that went to the Super Bowl to the 84 Bears. Ain't happening. There's no discussion. And so when you see DC come out with products or come out with anything, I feel like there's a strong bias in the comic book community where people, they don't give these DC products a chance. Now, we watch both ends of the spectrum. We're all neutrals in this thing. And so you've got people, and I'm sure Larry's gonna show up now. That's when you start talking about DC. That's like Dan Ford off of Mortal Kombat 2, down and start. As soon as you twisted, down and start. Here he comes. He'll show up. But like I said, DC is given an unfair bias when it comes to their product. Now, and this was going to segue into the next conversation, but we'll just go ahead and put it on the floor. I don't know if anybody has noticed on Netflix, and it could just be me. It could just be me. But I was going through my what's on Netflix, and I've noticed a large influx of DC shows on Netflix. Now, with Marvel getting ready to go, with Disney getting ready to put out their thing, would it be beneficial? And this could probably get them off to the races. Do you think that we could see DC products and shows going to Netflix also in conjunction with what we see on WGN already? Well, not WGN, but
it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Because coming
DC's
out with their own streaming line.
Yeah, DC's gonna do their own thing too.
Yeah, okay. Disney didn't announce theirs until way after.
So DC did theirs first.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So I missed that. I that got past me. Okay, well in that case then, if DC is going to go in house, now who owns DC? What Warner Brothers, correct?
Warner Brothers.
Okay, so there's no excuse for them now that you can do it on your own. My problem is this, and I've said, and I know I've said this to Larry. and I may have said this to you, Al, but why don't you get these guys? This is when we talk about the actual authenticity of whatever, like Batman. Well, I'll just throw Batman out there, like or Superman or whatever. Why don't you go out and get these guys that are on the that are writing for like Batman animated series? Because it's they write these episodes on there and it's captivating, and then you get to the screen and it's like everybody it's basically like when Thanksgiving dinner, mama's trying to cook in the kitchen, and you got auntie, cousin Lulu, and all these women going in there trying to put their hand in the pot, and so you get dressing, but it's got everybody's hands. It doesn't taste authentic like your mama was to cook it by herself. Go ahead, TC.
You answered your own question.
I was gonna say, yeah, you did, but I mean, you know what, man? I this past week, I watched a few old movies, and me and you talked about this a couple days ago. I mean, I went back and I watched Constantine, and back when the first time I actually watched it, I didn't look at that movie as a hero type movie or a comic type movie. I saw it more as almost like a horror action type style movie when I watched it. And if you're comparing it to the comics, it's closer to the comics than stuff that they're doing now.
Right.
And I mean, back then, I mean, the CGI and everything else looked really cheesy, but back then it looked good for its time, and it stuck to the script as far as for that character.
Right.
Because even the Constantine they did on the TV show, they wouldn't let him smoke on screen.
Right.
Whereas in the movie, Keanu Reeves was lighting up.
That's all he did. Yeah.
Chain smoking, and that's what they emphasized in the movie. He was dying of lung cancer in the movie. Right. I mean, and that's when you see something like that, and it's like, well, why did y'all get away from something like this to where you are now? And even with, I know people criticize Watchmen, but
that
when
movie
you talk about it,
that movie was spot on.
It's like you can just put it scene for scene for the comic to the movie, and it's like, all right, well, this is this scene,
right?
And that's the way it is,
right?
I mean, even the guy that played the comedian.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Yeah. He says himself that in his eyes, that's still the best adaptation of a comic book movie that he's ever seen.
I agree.
Period.
I agree. Because he literally took it off the pages and put it on the screen. Yeah.
Now, they had to tone it down for some of the stuff.
Right.
But they still, I mean, that's pretty much like, we're going to take this that's on paper and we're going to put it on the screen. And it worked as far as if you want to see a true life, like this is how the character is that's in the book. This is how I want to see him. That's how you saw him. But they've gotten away from that. They want to do the whole popular thing. They want to do it to where they're just getting away from what the character is right now. Because, I mean, Justice League, yes, it was a good movie, but basically people looked at it and they instantly compared it to the Avengers, because you said, okay, well, you're going to put your A game, you're going to put Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, you're going to put all them in a movie where we're going to compare that to a movie where you had Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Cap, Black Widow, and whoever else in it. And we're going to put that head to head and just see money-wise which one's making more. It didn't work out as far as money-wise.
Right.
But as far as the character playing themselves, they played themselves. So they may not have played them the way we wanted to see them, because I didn't want to see the young Flash. I wanted to see an older, mature Flash in that movie. And that was my criticism for the whole thing. But still, that's just my own opinion.
I didn't want to see a lip quivering Batman.
So you saying you enjoyed the movie, correct? This is what I should make.
I'm saying that they went away from what they knew how to. I mean, if you want to make a comic book movie, they knew how to do it. It's not like, oh, we don't know the formula to make it popular. We don't know this, that, and the other. The character is popular. Batman is popular. Dark Knight and Return of Dark Knight. I still put those as far as comic book movies. I put those at the top as far as ranking as favorite comic book movies. Dark Knight to me was when I called you at what time in the morning, Matt? 3:30, like 3:30 in the morning. Yeah. Matt told me that night before, he was like, I don't care what time it is. I want you to call me, TC. It was 3:30 in the morning. I walked out the theater. That's when they were doing the midnight release. And I called Matt. Matt was like, TC, it's 3:30 in the morning. I was like, Matt, you got to see this movie. You got to go see it.
Woke me up. I remember it.
Woke him up at 3:30 in the morning and said, you got to go see this movie. That's the best one.
I consider it a masterpiece.
Yeah, it is. I mean, to me, it's perfect from the book to the screen with the way the characters are portrayed. Joker, Batman. To me, it's perfection.
Go ahead.
They've gotten away from it, like you said. With the way they done Batman, the way they toned down Wonder Woman from the first movie that she was in. It's like, well, what happened? Why is she not as powerful as she was before? Because she was going head to head against the
Ares.
Boom, head to head with him. But now all of a sudden, Superman is just. Boom,
I think if I had to critique, and Alan, I saw your hand up there. If I had to critique DC, I think that DC does a lot of. I coach soccer. For those who don't know, I coach soccer when I'm not doing photography, and so I have a player on my team right now who is really good. She's a really good player, but when she gets the ball, she overthinks every single thing that she does, and I think that DC has gotten into this thing where they overthink the product. It's just basically like when you look at Spider-Man is what Spider-Man is. So why do you have to try to figure out what the Spider-Man do when you already know what he does? It's like with Batman. I think that's what they did with Batman. But we got to get a guy that's a notable guy that can, we can play Batman. So we go get Ben Affleck. Yeah, what you got Bruce Wayne. You got a great Bruce Wayne. But what about Batman? And so you get they started overthinking the process. You didn't have to touch it, like TC said, you didn't have to touch anything from those first two Batman movies. Now, The Dark Knight Rises is up for debate. I just liked it just because it was Batman was good. I liked it. Larry said he hated it. I liked it.
Of course Larry hated it.
Yeah, he hated it. I like Bane. Of course I like Bane. Of course I like Bane. So my only gripe is just that they need to go back to that formula. The old school dark tones that they had for like Dark Knight, the Dark Knight with the Joker, that is DC through and through. Even with the Suicide Squad. Dark tone, with basically dark comedy. Is the way I see it. Al, I saw your hand. You were over there. You look at that. Look at the look on his face. The TC, you didn't see it, but Al is in Nirvana. He is on the cloud. The Italian painting of David and God. That's how he was looking.
No, that ain't
don't take it that far, brother. No. But no, the reason why my jaw dropped is because TC said that Justice League was a good movie. Justice League was a good movie. This is the first time that I heard you say that. Since Justice League dropped, and Matt and I were defending that movie tooth and nail to not only people that watch our show, but to everybody that was in the Pop Culture Buddies group that was dogging that movie out, man. Because you dropped a couple of negative memes in there too at these things.
I did.
You did.
He did.
And we were sitting there talking about, man, this movie was not bad. It was not an Avengers type movie, but it was still a pretty decent movie.
Right. You know what, man? Let me tell you.
I respect you more now, TC, because you finally came out without a biased opinion and admitted that that movie wasn't that bad. That's the reason why my jaw dropped. Go ahead. And I got one other thing I want to say.
Let me tell you, things that I'm a fan of, I get very if I don't think it's being done right, I get critical of it. So
Agree.
with the
And
way
you
I
should.
seen,
You have the right to do so. I agree.
when I seen some of the characters, the way they portrayed them, and still, to me, the whole, if anything was a downfall of that movie, and that to me, it was bringing back Superman in that movie when they dropped him in Zod's bathwater and threw a boombox in there. That really upset me more than anything else, because everybody else except for Batman was like, oh, well, we just need to just wake him up and get him back. And everybody was like, no. And I was agreeing with them. No, we don't need to do that. We don't need him back. Bring in a new character, somebody fresh. Bring in a Green Lantern. I would have loved to see John Stewart coming. Somebody. But to me, that to me was my biggest criticism. I even told Matt, to me, when they brought Superman back, that left a sour taste in my mouth in the movie. But for the most part, I like the way they did Batman. I mean, he did have his soft parts where he got kind of kind of talky. He got really wordy where he shouldn't have been talking that much. And like I said with Flash, that's just a whole. Give me the old Flash. I don't want. I'm tired of these kids. Tired of kids.
And I agree with you. That one scene, but you could tell during that particular scene where they rejuvenated or brought him back to life, it was a lot of stuff missing from that scene because they edited the heck out of that particular scene because it didn't make sense to me, the whole process that they took. And I agree with you. They could have easily brought in, like you said, Green Lantern or maybe Martian Manhunter. I mean, Martian Manhunter is on par with Superman in reference to strength and everything. But that's the lesson that DC had learned the hard way. So hopefully going forward, and this is what I've been saying all the while about this Justice League movie, going forward, they have learned their mistakes. They will make sure that whatever they have done, that there will be a finished product instead of putting Mr. Potato Head face on Henry Cavill when they did them reshoots and made it look like he had the mumps in the face when they all that CGI they did. Hopefully they
robot chicken face.
Right, the robot chicken face. But going back to I'm gonna backtrack right quick, and I'm only gonna take a couple seconds on Shazam. The cast looks pretty good. The costume for me looks pretty good. I'm gonna need to see a little bit more. I think there's a lot of scrutiny behind Shazam because of the negative backlash that Justice League has gotten. I don't think a lot of people, even if I wasn't a fan of Shazam as I am, I would still want to give that particular movie the benefit of the doubt because in my eyes, Wonder Woman and Justice League were steps in the right direction. Justice League had a lot of issues that I was able to overlook because the overall gist of the movie was a pretty decent movie. So I'm hoping that, I read an article that for E3, I think, is rumored that they're supposed to be dropping a trailer for it. Because isn't it coming out later on this year or is it next year? It's next year, right?
Yeah.
So it's supposed to be dropping a trailer sometime, like either E3 or Comic-Con in San Diego. So they're supposed to be dropping a trailer. But I'm gonna be optimistic, man, because I mean that's one of my favorite characters from the DC universe. So I'm hoping they're doing right because the other character, yeah. But anyway, I'm done.
All right, X.
This is not jabbing at anybody. It's just a disagreement on something. I was with TC on everything he said until he said that the Dark Knight trilogy took it out of the comics and put it on the screen because that is nowhere near what happened in them books. But I mean, as far as movies, they are excellent. They are masterpieces. First one, good. Second one, above and beyond, set the bar. The third one, it was good, but it wasn't great. But that wasn't Batman. Batman isn't what made those movies. The villains in every single one of those movies what made us fall in love with them. You see what I'm saying? Now, one thing that Matt said that I kind of disagreed with was going out finding like the I can't remember exactly what he said, but it was basically finding the best, like the biggest name to play the stars. Technically, that's what almost every movie does. You know what I'm saying? But Ben Affleck, hands down, is a better Batman and a more accurate Batman than Christian Bale ever was. Because Christian Bale didn't do anything but block in every single movie that he was in. He never fought.
And growl.
But, exactly. Gargle.
Where is
literally
he?
gargle,
Where is he?
But getting back to like what Matt was saying though, the reason I said you answered your own question is once you said Warner Brothers, that is what's the downfall of DC movies. They sat there, so how TC was saying, like you get The Watchmen, and he took it from the pages and put it on the screen because of the negative backlash that they got from that. That's when Warner Brothers really started stepping in and putting their foot in something and dumbing down these products that could have been great. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't want that same backlash, but in return, they got more backlash for it. So the issue is them. They need to sit there and put more faith in the people that they hired to write, produce, and direct these movies, and let them make the movies. Just sit back and keep forking out the money, and they could easily have the success that they had with the Dark Knight trilogy. Because don't get me wrong, like I said, those movies are excellent, but they're not Batman movies. They're just Batman. They're comic book movies because of the titles and the characters that were in them. They're just beautiful masterpieces as far as cinematic. Let Warner Brothers need to sit there and let these people do what they pay them to do and produce a great movie. That's where Marvel succeeded, and they're still being successful in their movies because they're allowing these people that they put in these positions to do their job and do it well. There's nobody coming in and saying, no, we don't like it because we don't think that it's going to be received well. We need you to rewrite and reshoot this movie in 6 weeks. They're like, okay, cool. The few reshoots that we have to do, it makes more sense. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep bringing us the good product. And we know these people going to keep filling in the seats and but giving us all the money so that we can keep paying y'all to produce these better movies and keep entertaining the crowd. That's what Warner Brothers need to do. If they need to take any kind of model, it needs to be that model and stop trying to follow the same exact formula that Marvel does. Let these people do their job, and we'll be able to get our enjoyment out of these movies and the vision that these people have. Let them put it out.
Can I pose a question to the panel?
I mean, they could.
Sure.
They could let the people that do the animated movies for them.
I agree wholeheartedly. I agree wholeheartedly.
100% agreeing to that, Tony. I would. That's what I would do.
It's the same 8 people that you see their names scroll across those animated movies every single time. Let them have a bigger role, and I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Let me pose this question to the panel. We'll probably summon him once I ask this question.
Shinron.
Yeah. Who has the better villains, DC or Marvel?
DC. DC, in my opinion. I'm sorry.
I'm in the DC camp. That's why I asked the question. I'm in the DC camp because DC villains are like completely ruthless. They are ruthless. Right. They are no nonsense. All the villains are no nonsense. You will get killed on sight.
I mean, every single one of them have a purpose.
Yeah. I mean, you can name the Marvel villains on one hand that are like, what you could consider like your major mega villains in there.
Thanos, Doctor Doom,
yep.
Magneto.
You can't even say Magneto.
Apocalypse and Galactus.
You can't even say Magneto because he switched over.
Technically, yeah.
Well, he was King the Conqueror.
Red Skull.
Back and forth.
Red Skull is what they need to go back to using.
Baron Zemo.
Not the movie.
Venom.
Nah, that was his son in the movie.
But then you got guys over there on DC side, Anti-Monitor, Ares. I mean, you want to count Lobo a villain? I mean, if you want to count Lobo a villain, you can count him a villain. I kind of, yeah.
I mean, you can
Dark
go
Side,
Joker, Scarecrow,
Joker, Reverse Flash,
Mr.
Zero.
Zoom.
For our old school heads watching, Mr. Zero. for those who are watching.
Doggone Brainiac. You
Which
can go on and on and on and on.
Did you say the Anti-Monitor?
Yeah,
yeah,
he said that
Yeah.
first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Vandal Savage.
Yeah, Lex Luthor.
yeah,
You know?
Yeah, I mean, they got more. To me, they got more villains and they got better villains. It's
Right.
a better quality of villain in
And-
DC compared to.
I'm talking about he pulling over on the side of the road to log in right now. I feel it.
I'm telling you, and this is how I see it. I grew up watching, reading Marvel and watching Marvel. And I have a love for Marvel still, but this particular question, you could just take Batman's rogue galleries. Penguin, Poison Ivy, Bane, Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, Dr. Zsasz,
Joker.
Hush, Mad Hatter. You could take
The Riddler.
those.
Oh,
The
he said
Riddler.
Hush. Yes.
Calendar
Calendar Man.
even Kite Man. No, I'm just playing. But and Marvel has some pretty good villains, don't get me wrong. But when you look at a villain and you say, okay, well, this villain job is to promote villainy, even though, like I said, I have a love, especially for Marvel's mutant villains, DC has a more wider array. Now, Larry's argument, of course, if he was on the show, is that Marvel is more grounded in reality, which I get that. But a villain is supposed to be a villain. And a villain is supposed to be diabolical and do whatever it takes in order to the ends, the ends justify the means and all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, I would have to concur that the DC characters, as far as the villains, they do have their villains are a little bit more complex. I'm gonna give you an example. Clayface. Clayface was, of course, one of Batman's biggest villains. He wanted to turn over a new leaf. So there was a storyline that was going on in one of the Batman stories where Batman took him under his wing and he joined the Bat family and all this kind of stuff. But Clayface started regressing back into his old self. And and they told the story because the writers that were writing the story told the story that Clayface genuinely wanted to become good, but he had been so inherently evil and villainous over the years is that he just kept, he started slipping back into what he knew. And I was watching Comics Explained, shout out to Rob, but that's how I learned about that, and that's an intriguing story, but
Like he felt like he was acting like a hero instead of being the villain that he was.
Right, exactly.
Well,
So,
you got villains like if there is a Green Lantern movie, which I'm pretty sure we'll get
Oh
to
my
at some
goodness.
point. Yeah, Sinestro.
Sinestro.
A real Sinestro.
Yeah, the real Sinestro. You got Thanos, you got Atrocitus. You got major
Parallax.
Yes.
Yep, you got major villains that DC. We had Penguin in those old Batman movies, but you got
all that.
Burgess Meredith.
but as Xavier said, man, another villain, a major villain that you never hear anything about is Mad Hatter. Mad Hatter used to be on the show was a major villain on that show. You got a lot of characters there. Darkseid, of course, we're gonna see him at some point.
What people don't realize is everybody's beloved Deadpool was ripped off of Deathstroke.
Yeah, it's so obvious if you watch it. It's so obvious.
The names alone.
Yes, Wade Wilson III, Slade Wilson.
I think at the end of the day, man, when it comes down to villains, the villain is only as great or as evil as the writer gives him that ability. And I think over time, DC has made, especially recently, the guy that wrote the Dark Knight's Metal, I think his last name is Snyder. He actually wrote the New 52 Batman series, which happened to be acclaimed as one of the best.
Scott Snyder, if I'm not mistaken.
That's it. That happens to be like one of the most acclaimed Batman runs in the history of Batman, and they got a few guys now that's writing. You know, I mean, because I'm gonna go back to X-Men back in the 80s and 90s and late 70s. Chris Claremont was writing the X-Men, and he breathed life into a lot of characters, you know, Legion, Proteus, Magneto, a whole lot, you know, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. But like I said, at the end of the day, man, a lot of it hinges upon the writers. But I would have to say that when it comes down to villains, I think DC has a slight advantage over Marvel in that regards.
Yeah, I just think that the villains are way more cooler for those who are Wonder Woman fans. I can guarantee. Everybody loves Wonder Woman now, but a lot of these people are gonna fall in love with Cheetah when she shows up. So, I mean, you just got so much to work with on that side. This is why I say that if they would build, technically Xavier laid out the blueprint. Build from the coolest villain you could find. I mean, you got all these cool villains. Build from your villain going forward, and you'll be pretty good. You know. All right, so let's move on. We're gonna touch on this right quick. Solo, Star Wars movie is not too far away, and I'm just gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna be real with y'all tonight, man. Because you know this is gonna be one of those Matt Odom moments. If it's anything like that last Star Wars movie, y'all can keep it. You can put it up, put it back on the shelf, and leave it in the plastic. Because I just do not want another disappointing Star Wars movie like we saw last go. That's just my thoughts. I don't know. I just hope they don't go above and beyond. But if you go like Rogue One, go that route, and you tell a story and you give me some meat and some potatoes and leave me thirsting for more, making me want to go back and watch the first couple of movies, then yeah, we're in business. But I have my reservations about this. That's just me personally. Xavier, you shaking your head. I'm gonna let you go first on this one, my friend. The floor is yours.
So I am not excited about Solo. To be honest, I've never really cared about Han Solo in any of these Star Wars movies. He's a cool character, but he's nowhere near my personal favorite. And for you to get, after seeing Last Jedi and being so heavily disappointed in that, I don't want you to really mess up such a quote unquote iconic character as Han Solo. Like I say, he's not my favorite. I don't care about the movie, but I still don't want to see you all mess him up. And then, what is this going to do when it comes to episode 9 if this movie is bad? Because now you're putting them in almost the same boat as the DC movies. You know, whereas if this movie ends up being bad, you got Last Jedi, who was, in my opinion, terrible and boring and stale. Then you bring out Solo, and if that goes under the same plate, we could possibly miss out on a great episode 9 because of this.
Well,
just because we don't want to see it.
Well, you got to also keep in mind. Remember, they went through that bad period with those.
Yeah.
Phantom Menace. I mean, that was some of those Star Wars movies. Rough.
It's not even some of them. Only one of them was halfway decent. That's because we saw where Boba Fett came from. Which one was that? Clones?
Yeah. Which I was going to say.
Clones. Yeah.
I was going to say this question at the end, but if I wanted to do a origin movie, I want to see an origin movie on somebody like Boba Fett. I'd rather see that than to see Solo. But you know, of course, Solo has his following and his diehard loyalists. So, Al.
I got a quick question before you move on. Quick question, because it's been a while since I watched the original trilogy. But did Lando Calrissian really have that strong of a tie, stronger ties to Han Solo, to where he should be in the Solo origin story?
My recollect, I can't remember. Al, I defer to you on that, my friend.
He did, because if I'm not mistaken, Han Solo used Cloud City as like a base of operations at times. I have to go back and re-watch the movies, but I think they had a fairly decent business, agreement in reference to, what Han Solo was capable of doing But yeah, I think to answer your question, yes, he pretty much was there, and I think they interacted with each other often enough for him to actually be into the solo movie. So,
all right,
Cool.
Al, your thoughts on that, my friend?
I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I haven't really been it hadn't piqued my interest like Rogue One, and I agree with you totally as far as your statement. If it's anything like the Last Jedi drivel, I don't really want to see it. If it's telling a story and the story is compelling like Rogue One was, then I'm all for it. To be honest with you, man, I'm rooting for Donald Glover because that's a good look for him. You know what I'm saying? Because he does some really good work on Atlanta, and he's a pretty good actor as well. So if I said that I really wanted to see it, it would be I want to see how well he channels Billy D. Williams in the role of Lando Calrissian. Because I'm sure he had to study mannerisms and that kind of stuff to make it believable to be a young Lando. So as far as that goes, but I mean, it's not nothing. That movie's not anything I'm just gonna break my neck to go see. If it comes back and they say, it's got some really good reviews and, it harkens back to Rogue One or just a really good standalone movie, yeah, I'll go see it then. But like I said, it's not on my calendar to go view at this point. So.
All right. Well, I'm actually, you know what, man? I'm going to do something that I don't normally. Well, I'm going to let TC your thoughts on it, and then I'm going to bring this. Go.
Man, I'm making short and sweet, man. I really just don't. I really don't have too much interest in it. I mean, be honest with you. I mean, I hadn't seen anything in it that makes me say, "Oh man, I gotta see this for X, Y, or Z." As far as this character, that character, the other. I mean, you just telling a story of just one of his many adventures. It almost seems like a TV miniseries at this point, with the way they're selling the storyline on there for it. So, I mean, it's really a wait and see at this point.
At the end of the day, I'm gonna just say this right quick. At the end of the day, it's Disney trying to milk a cow. That's what it's about. So,
yep. I am in the chat room tonight, y'all. I'm actually looking at some of the chats that are coming through. I want to give a shout out to LJ Panther, who is watching, and he said that Nightcrawler and Doctor Doom were absolutely ruined, and I could not disagree with that man at all. They absolutely dropped the ball with Nightcrawler.
Both versions of Nightcrawler
Dr.
and Doctor Doom
was disgrace before God.
I know now the Nightcrawler. Well, if he's talking about the Nightcrawler that was in the X-Men movies after they rebooted, then yeah, the Nightcrawler that was in X2 was not bad. Matter of fact, that Nightcrawler, I'm telling you, man, that he made that movie more palatable to watch. Because if it wasn't for him, that movie would have been hot garbage, man, for real.
You mean 3? He was in 3.
No, he was in 2.
No, he was in X2. And then for some reason, he joined X-Men in 2. And then inexplicably, I guess he just disappeared. No pun intended.
Don't forget, y'all, in X3, Juggernaut looked at Professor X and didn't even acknowledge him. So
didn't even know who it was.
That wasn't a Juggernaut, man.
He was a mutant, not magic powers.
That was a dude named Earl Hemingway that found that suit behind the Olive Garden in Topeka, Kansas. That's what happened.
You remember the episode in the cartoon where the dude found the stone and said it, and he was picking up women in the bar? Oh my God, that was that dude. You were so right.
That was him.
Oh my God,
that one came Marco, man. That was somebody else.
I gotta pay.
Right.
But yeah, I have to agree with him on that. Let's see here. What else do we have here? They were saying Bronze Tiger.
Yes.
Yeah, it's somebody that should be looking at.
Here's my question for that, though.
You know he was an Arrow, right?
Hey, check this out.
I did not know that.
Are they saying Bronze Tiger because they know Bronze Tiger, or because they saw him in Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Hey.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah. I think that's what it is. Put
That
him,
was a good movie too,
Yeah,
by
it
the
was
way.
excellent. It was very
Really
excellent,
good.
Yeah.
Because Bronze Tiger is that dude.
But he got down with the get down.
Yeah. So LJ Panther, my friend. Hey man, that's it, man. That's it. You in there, brother. And let's move this on, fellas. We are rolling tonight. Let's move right into something that I am excited. Put a smile on my face when we got to it. Listen, there are certain games that come out. Grand Theft Auto, Red Dead Revolver,
Street Fighter 5.
No, hell no. Hell no.
You about to say it?
No. I'm gonna say Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Yeah, you know, but hell no.
Rage.
I was just thinking that skate.
Final Fight.
Rage.
You know, Saturday Night Slam Masters. You know,
Skate or die.
You know.
Street or
we're not going to Street Fighter 5. Hell no. No Marvel's Capcom 3. I mean, no. What is this thing? Infinite. None of that. But when you talk about a game, and I'm gonna give y'all a history, man. When I first heard of this game, I remember I walked into Hot Topic where TC was working at, man. And normally TC is pretty docile when it comes to certain games. He doesn't say too much, you know. First heard of this game. But he came to me and he said, Matt, you gotta check out this game, God of War. And I looked and I said, okay, I'll check it out, you know. And so then I didn't get it when it first came out. I didn't get it. I just remember hearing TC kept talking about, hey man, you gotta get this game, So Chris, who my cousin deceased, I asked him for Christmas. He said, what you want for Christmas? I said, hey man, just pick me up this used game called God of War. And he said, you've never asked me to pick you up a game. He said, so this what's the significance of this? I said, TC just told me it's really good, man. And you know, if it's in the used bin for like $10-15, pick it up, man. I get it. So I got God of War for Christmas, man. And I hold that game near to my heart because that's the last game Chris got me. That was one of the last games we played together. And I remember sitting there playing it with him. And the first board alone, I was like, oh my God, who made this? This is a old school beat 'em up across the board. It was the attention to detail. The graphics at that time was something I had never seen put into a game. The detail, and so beat that, enjoyed it. So then they say God of War 2 comes out. I said, hell, they can't outdo the first one. Well, what did they do? Outdo the first one. And then lo and behold, the holy grail of holy grails, God of War 3. One of the main reasons I bought a PlayStation 3. I literally bought a PlayStation 3 for that game. That game today is still if I had to make a top 10, it is in the top 10. It is in the top 10. One of the best games I have ever played in my life. So in a couple of weeks, the new next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Next Friday, I have no photo shoots. I will be up after we leave the theater. I will make sure I get my game when we leave the theater. If it's not too late, if they're still open, I'm going to get my game. I'm going to get the NOS energy drink. I'm going to have the lemongrass scent in my room, and I will be playing God of War. And TC, how many hours is put into this game, my friend?
They're saying at least I've heard between 36.
I heard 40 hours. Yeah,
40
hours. Yeah. At least.
Oh, so well in that case, then I know what I'll be doing next weekend. So when y'all look on PlayStation, you just see Matt in whatever zone throwing an axe somewhere. I'll be doing that. I mean, this is probably one of the most intense outside of Grand Theft Auto. If they ever do another Vice City, this is probably the most anticipated game I've had in the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, it's apps I have sat
Yeah.
there and waited and waited and waited and waited and when I actually saw them playing the game, TC told me, "Hey man, have you seen they're playing it, man? You seen it?" I said gameplay. He was like, yeah, they showing it, 15 minutes. When I saw the gameplay, I saw 2 and cut it off. I said, "There's nothing else to see. There's nothing else to discuss. All I need to do is know is if the fucking scrolls, pardon my French, YouTube, if the scrolls from the last one is on there, so that I know I need to whoop his ass before them damn minotaurs come out." That's the only thing, or the three-headed cat. That's the Cerebrus. That's
Oh,
all. The
the
Cerebrus.
lion,
Yeah.
the serpent, and what was the other one?
We got the Medusas.
Oh, I hate the Medusas.
Yeah. But with this one being Nordic, we're probably gonna get something out of this. I can just only imagine in my head. I can just only imagine, and I'm surprised. You know what? What they did this year that they hadn't done normally do. Normally we get that teaser, that sampler that comes out. They didn't even give us the sampler. There's no need to give it because you know why? There's nothing to sample.
Hey, they
There's
had
nothing.
us at the trailer. They had us at the announcement of it, man.
Yeah. A new format of playing that I was skeptical about a little bit when they first announced it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be it's gonna be interesting to see how they pull this off. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, this is it, man. This is hey, just go ahead and make the Game of the Year award,
Right?
and just go ahead and put it on there,
Right.
and just go ahead and send it on out because we already know the everything down to the music in these games. I'm gonna have my room blasted and surround sound playing that game. I'm telling you, this game is gonna be something special. Enjoy it, fellas. We'll be 48 by the time the next one come out. Possibly 50.
Y'all will be 48.
Yeah, Al might be 75. By the time the next one come out. These kind of games don't come around too often, man. These kind of games don't come around too often. So for those, if I'm gonna go ahead and give you on a scale of 1 to 10 right now. This game is probably a 75. There's nothing to discuss. There's nothing to discuss. There's just certain games I know. This is not like I have to sit there and wait for Call of Duty to come out. I have to wait for Battlefield. I have to figure it out. This is a game that has never, ever disappointed.
Junior is excited about this game.
I'm telling you, man, if you have played any of the other God of Wars, I mean, even down to those offshoot games that they came out with.
Right, the Vita games.
Yeah. I mean, absolutely. If I'm not mistaken, I want to say God of War was the #1 selling game on that Vita. If I'm not mistaken, it was way up there.
Yeah, but it wasn't hard to beat.
I'm telling you, man. I spent many a nights on God of War 3, going around that staircase, taking care of all those goblins and ghouls that came around that corner. This game, the villains, Zeus, the battles, the puzzles, Hades. Oh man, you go down, you get knocked off that spot, off of that going the pole going up in hell. You break controllers, their wall.
Doggone Poseidon.
Yep, just so much about that game, and I am just as a God of War fanatic. I am just thrilled. I know I ate up a lot of time on this, fellas. I'm gonna let TC kick this one off, man. TC, I know we've talked about it. I've got one question for you, my friend. Are you getting the collector's edition?
I'm not getting the collector's edition. I'm getting the stone. I'm getting the Stone Mason edition.
The Stone Mason edition. How much did that run, TC?
It's a pretty penny, man. It's a pretty penny. I will say that. That one. I know the collectors is going for like 130.
So the Stone Mason edition. So this is. So I think this is like one of whatever. So this is like a 1 of 20, a 1 of 40, something like that.
Right.
That deal. Oh my God, I can only imagine.
Where did you get the Stone Mason edition from?
They got it on. It's on. Well, it was on Amazon. is where I saw that.
Is that the one that they produce that they're promoting on the PS Store right now?
No,
Oh,
that's a
okay.
different one.
I got you.
That's a different one. But yeah, I mean, I'm picking it up. I don't know if y'all saw today, but they announced as far as the modes in the game, there's going to be 4 different modes in the game, which the highest difficulty is basically, they said the name of the difficulty is I Want God of War, is what the name of the difficulty is. Now, the difference is, I know if y'all played the past ones,
It's better than Titan.
if you were going through and
Good
you were
God.
getting beat down, you could say, okay, I want to lower the difficulty on it.
Mm-hmm.
In this one, that is not an option. If you go to the max mode, there is no going down from there. You stay in max mode at that.
See, that's a game. That's a game.
You know, let me tell you a side story right quick. One night, me and TC was up just goofing off, and he said, "Man, let's turn over to Twitch and see what people are playing." So we turn over to Twitch. He's laughing because he knows. So this guy is just catching hell on God of War 3. He just he's like, "Oh man, I don't know how to beat this." Who was he fighting? TC, was it Zeus?
It was fighting Zeus. Yeah.
Zeus, the first part of Zeus. And he was like, "Oh man, I can't beat this guy. I can't beat him. I don't know what to do." So then TC asked him, "Hey man, are you playing him on Titan mode?" And the guy responded, he said, "No man, I'm playing on regular." TC
Oh my God.
He said, "Well, hell, you ain't done nothing yet, man."
Hey, who was the dude? Was it Dark Side Field?
No, we don't even know, man. This is so long ago. He was like, "Yeah, man, I can't beat this dude." TC said, "Well, man, is it on Titan?" He said, "No." Well, he said, "Well, hell, man, you ain't done nothing, man."
Nah, you ain't doing that.
He's terrible.
He ain't even been stick up.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Pathetic.
Al, thoughts? God of War, man.
Bruh, let me tell you something, man. I reserved this game when they first announced it way back in the Sony Expo back last year, bruh.
You heard that voice.
Yeah, I was I'm torn because I got $20 on the collector's version, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I want it, but I don't know. Needless to say, I own every God of War game except for the ones that came on the Vita. When I bought my PlayStation 4, I bought the God of War 3 remastered version, and I played that, beat it just like I had never played it before. Those particular games, man, were like the evolution of the hack and slash beat 'em up games, like the Streets of Rage and Final Fight and stuff, and they took it to a new level. Those games were very well done. That God of War 2. That the opening scene is like I have no doubt that the opening scene on this game is probably going to be just as epic as the last 3 games. Yeah. God of War 2, you going up the back of Mother Earth or Gaia or something. Yeah. And man, and you fighting that water serpent or whatever it was that you were fighting. I think that's what it was. Anyway, that's what it was. And he was attacking her and hurting her, and you had to do all this, that, and the other move stuff. Man, like, okay. This is where it's at.
Titan himself,
right? Good God. I mean, it's like they put a lot of time and effort into these games and stuff, and being a fan of the series, I'm not a huge diehard fan, but again, I still got my PlayStation 2 and 3 copies of God of War 1, 2, and 3. So I played them, and I know where you coming from, Matt. Those are one of those games that, like you said, they only come out. It's like Grand Theft Auto, they only come out every so often. The only other game that I'm looking forward to that has this much hype behind it is Red Dead Redemption. I will have to do one correction. God of War comes out next Thursday.
The 20th.
No, it's the 20th. It's 420.
Yeah, it comes out on the 420. You're right.
Yeah, and whatchamacallit, the movie Infinity War comes out on the 27th.
Good. That don't coincide then. That's good.
Right.
So we got 2 weeks of pure enjoyment.
Pure weeks of entertainment. And I asked the guy because X and I went to the GameStop over here, the River Crossing in Macon today. And I asked him, I said, man, when y'all doing the midnight? Because I work from 4 to midnight. So my goal was to go pick it up when I got off work and then install it, which probably going to take about 12 hours. And then just, start playing it in the morning. He said, nah, he told me, the guy at GameStop told me that they're doing, he said from 9 to 9:30 or some crap. I was like, man, y'all suck, man. Y'all suck majorly. But needless to say, I'll be picking it up that Friday morning. So it will be in the collection, man. And I will play it. And those are one of those types of games where it keeps me engrossed to the point to where I'll buy a game and I'll play it a little while and I'll put it down. And then I'll go back and I'll play it, put it down. For games like God of War and Asuka's Revenge, if y'all never played it, it's similar to God of War, Bayonetta, those types of games. I'm in it to win it. Like I'm gonna put like 2-3 hours in at one sitting, and then right, So yeah, it will. Like I said, it will be in my collection, Lord willing, on the 21st. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
Also, I want to throw this out there, man. I want to give a shout out to the lead designer on that, man. He is a brother. I don't know if a lot of people. Yeah, the lead designer on God of War is a brother, man. I saw a trailer with him, and I was like, yeah, this
Wakanda
is
forever, man.
Wakanda forever, man. So I'm gonna give a shout out to that gentleman. All right, so Xavier, your thoughts, and we're gonna hop on.
You already know I'm gonna have the collector's edition. I gotta have the other statue to match the last collector's edition that they brought out. I still got the box and everything for that. But dude, I'm excited about this game. Al and I was talking earlier, like as he said, we stopped by GameStop, but it was one game that I could not remember when me and Al were talking, and this to me is one of the closest games to God of War, and they never brought out a sequel, which was Heavenly Sword.
Oh,
remember that? That game right there is the only other game that I remember being that close to God of War and gave me as much excitement to God of War. So, but I've had every single God of War game to come out. I didn't own a Vita, but when they brought out the HD collection on the PS3 that had the 2 Vita games, had that, beat those, bought Ascension when that came out. Dude, as soon as I heard that dude voice after the at the E3 reveal, after they had the orchestra playing, I was sold. That's all. That's enough said. I'm gonna get it.
And the guy, there's actually a different guy. It's not the first guy that did Kratos was T.C. Carson. But the second guy, I think he's the dude, the black guy that played on Stargate, I think, or something like that. I might be wrong. But it's another brother. But yeah. That game, I'm like, man, I got 7.1 surround sound, and I might be making some folks mad, man, for real. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right, fellas, let's move on in the same grain of games that we are anticipating. We're going to go into another game, which is rumored to be unveiled at E3 this year, and that is Mortal Kombat 11. Now, Mortal Kombat 10 was world class.
Gotta have it.
It was that was a true Mortal Kombat game. If I say, hit everything to side missions to. You had different endings, you had fatalities, which I thought they could have did a little bit better on, but overall, the game was a solid Mortal Kombat. What are your thoughts? What can they do better with Mortal Kombat? Al, you go first on this.
Thank you for choosing me first, sir. I do appreciate that. Basically, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Really, I'm gonna tell you, outstanding. But anyway, what I would like to see, man, seriously, like they really turned the corner with MK9. The story, they went back and they retcon, tried to make everything more cohesive because it was all over the place prior to MK9.
Yep.
So, they had characters, they had, of course, the DLC. Like you said, and even when you played the arcade mode, see, this is what we're accustomed to as lifelong gamers, especially gamers that went to arcades. When we play a fighting game in the arcade, you didn't play the fighting game just for the heck of it. You played the fighting game to beat it, to see what the ending was about.
Yep.
So props to NetherRealm Studios for keeping that that aspect of it to where it kept people engrossed. As far as what they can do, I don't think there's too much of anything that they can do except expand on the story, keep the story compelling, put some new and interesting characters in there, personally, I want to see Fujin. And y'all know I was screaming this in Mortal Kombat X. Fujin was in Mortal Kombat X fighting with Raiden, but he wasn't a playable character. So I would like to see Fujin as a playable character in Mortal Kombat X. But if the rumors are true that they are going to unveil information on MK11 via E3, I'm gonna be all on it, man. Because like I'm like X, I gotta have it. I gotta have it.
For those who are watching, we'll go back into the chat room here. We've got brother Super Saiyan Kyle is saying, listening to y'all talk about God of War just made me go out and pre-order it. I mean, I'm telling you, bro, if you ever, I don't know if you've ever played it, my man, or not, man, but you have got to get it, man. You have got to get. I'm telling you, it's just certain games, man, that you know. It's like Metroid. It's just certain games. It's only like a handful of them that come out. Star Fox. It's only a handful of them, come out. And Mario Kart. Mario Kart never fails. I mean, no, it just comes out and it's a top of the line game. Just certain stuff that comes out, you already know. That is world class. Yeah, he said he's played 1 and 2, but it's been a while, so he never played 3. Hey man, you go get 3.
Hey,
you go get 3 on the
PlayStation.
Right
get on the PlayStation 4
for like $10 or something like that.
$10-15. Man, go Super Saiyan Kyle. I don't know you, man. You seem like to be a cool dude. Go pick that son of a gun up tomorrow. Go to your local GameStop and tell them, hey, I was watching Comic Hall Roundtable discussion and they were talking about God of War. And I got to get God of War 3. It's an HD version, man. So if you got like a high def TV or 4K TV, you don't need a PlayStation Pro, dude. You're doing yourself a disservice if you do not go get that game tomorrow. What I want to ask you to do, sir, and we're gonna move on forward. I'm not gonna take up much of your time. Go buy the game. When you go get the game, come back and post in this particular, just say, hey guys, I got the game. Cool beans, man. Do it for yourself, man.
I would say it like this, just to save you a little time. Don't even go to a store. Just simply download it out off the PlayStation Network store right now.
It might be cheaper. Like, I mean, you check the prices, of course.
Right,
but,
of course.
It might be cheaper at GameStop, man. That game might be going for about $10, like Matt said.
No, with GameStop pre-owned to be $75.99.
Yeah, it costs more than the new in the box.
Yeah,
the game is only $20.
Yeah. So, but you check it out, man. I'm telling you, it's a top of the line game. All right, fellas. We'll go and Al, I want to add something on the back end of what you said about Mortal Kombat. Fujin, I don't know why they didn't put Fujin in that last one, man. Fujin is like one of those characters that's really good. Now the silly thing is they'll leave out Fujin, but they'll put in a damn Jarek or somebody. Jarek.
God, I hope not, Jarek.
But or Tanya. Was Tanya in the last one?
Nah, she wasn't in there, but I think
she was in 9.
No, Tanya is in
Tanya. She's in 10.
Yeah, Tanya's in XL.
She was a DLC character. That's what it was. She was part of the season pass.
Right.
Okay. Jade was Jade because it was Jade.
No, she's on the mobile game.
Okay, see Jade, that's another character that I hate they took out because Jade was one of my favorite characters in Mortal Kombat. Man, that was my girl, especially in 9. But hopefully they'll go back and anybody but Meat. No Meat. No. What's the dude he used to throw up?
Oh, he's already, he in the game. He was DLC. Borracho. They actually improved Borracho though. He's pretty decent in 11. For real.
I'll tell you like this: if you all played Tekken and you were good with Lei Wulong, you should really enjoy Borracho.
Yep.
I need them to bring back Baraka.
That's another one needs to come back, man.
Baraka got dealt with in the story, man. He ain't coming.
Yeah, he got work good. As long as they bring back Kung Lao, I'm in there. Yeah. That's my dude.
I want to see Fujin, man. But I think they purposely didn't put him in 10 just so they could have him for 11 because the rumor mill says that I think like 15 or 18 of the old characters from MK10 are coming back. Anybody that died in 9 and 10, they ain't coming back.
Matt Striker?
No, he ain't coming back.
Cabal.
Cabal's not coming back. Night Wolf, you gotta learn your animality. He ain't coming
Enter
back.
your animality.
Yeah, Nightwolf got dealt with too, man.
Yeah, he did.
All right, fellas, let's move. We're gonna go into rapid fire. New segment, yeah, new segment. We're gonna go rapid fire on our TV show discussions tonight. Up and going. We're gonna let TC start off here with the Sleeping Dead. TC, we are 1 week away from the close of this the season finale of this crap. 30 seconds.
This entire season was made to kill Carl, and that's the only thing I have to say about the whole thing at all.
Right.
I'm looking forward to Fear the Walking Dead.
All right. Al, you have not watched Walking Dead, and God, you know what?
Man, hold up. I ain't watched The Walking Dead since Negan cut up Spencer, gutted him outside in front of that pool table.
The pool table.
That's the last time I watched it. Somebody, before I deactivated my Facebook account, somebody in the Walking Dead group that we're in on Facebook had tagged me in a post about Tara. I was gonna start watching it again had she died. She didn't die. So I'm not watching it, man. Like TC, I found more enjoyment when I caught up. I actually caught up on Fear the Walking Dead because I was behind like 2 seasons. I'm looking forward to that, not because I think that it's a better show than The Walking Dead, but because it is a better show than The Walking Dead, and then Morgan's gonna be on there. So I will be watching that. It's very doubtful now. It's too late in the game. The score is 10-9, and it's the 9th inning, and it's 2 outs and 0-2 pitch on the way. So I don't think so, man. It'll take an act of Congress and the Lord God Almighty for me to catch up on that show.
All right, Xavier, 30 seconds.
I don't have 30 seconds worth of saying anything about this season. I'm glad it's almost over, and I hope that they don't. I hope they renege on the renewal for season 9.
Wow!
Pull it off the table.
All right. Forever.
Next up on the docket. 30 seconds. Flash. Last night's episode. I did not watch it. TC. Thoughts on the Flash?
Not good. I
Harsh.
did like the references they made to Dusk Till Dawn with Danny Trejo in it. Besides that, nah, they're still just hanging on to that same storyline and not moving forward.
All right, Xavier, your thoughts? Flash.
I would honestly, I stand by what I said earlier. I think last night's episode was the best episode of the season, but it ain't saying much. You know what I mean? When you have 18 episodes and you enjoy 1 or 2,
Al, thoughts? Flash.
Sir, I'm gonna have to plead the fifth on this one.
All right, moving on. Al, stay right there. Turn on back around because it's coming right back to you. 30 seconds. Black Lightning.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not watching Black Lightning, please do yourself a favor. It comes on Tuesday after The Flash. Black Lightning is probably one of the best TV shows on TV. It's one of the best superhero shows on the CW at the moment. I've all but given up on Arrow. The Flash, I haven't watched the last 4 episodes. Black Lightning, even though I work on Tuesday nights when it airs, I always watch it the following day or the next day after. It will not disappoint. If you have not watched this show, it's like it's like episode 8 or 9, maybe 10. Please DVR it, go back and watch it. It is a wonderful show. I didn't watch last night's episode, but as indicated earlier in our conversation, they've opened up the door for Static, whether or not he's going to be a regular or whether or not they're going to give him his own show, which is kind of unlikely. Which you got 2 black dudes throwing lightning. Either way it goes, it is a really good show. Please watch that show. Support it. Wakanda forever.
All right. Next up, Xavier.
Oh, I thought you was finna say another show. My bad. I am 4 episodes behind, but from what I've seen so far, I love the show. Can't wait to get caught up. It's grade A entertainment, and like as Al said, it does come on at 9 o'clock after the second fastest man in the world, known as the Flash. Okay.
All right. TC, Black Lightning.
I'm all caught up on it, and I'm really sad that next week is going to be the season finale of it. So
Already?
Yep.
yeah. If for anybody who hasn't watched it's probably one of the better new shows that they've ever come out with.
Tell you, man.
Wait a minute. Not to cut you off, TC. I really do apologize. But you have Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and Flash, and Supergirl, who all get 20 plus episodes a season. And you mean to tell me they're already about to end season 1 of Black Lightning? Which is
in most shows they only do the first season, and they only do like a pilot.
Right.
Not the Flash and the Arrow.
Just to see how it goes. And if it goes good, then they'll expand on the next season.
Oh, I'm so not with that.
His name is Black Lightning.
Yeah, I get that. I get it. Oh, I get it. Trust me, I get
They
it.
wanted to see whether or not the show had wings, but it does have wings like Red Bull.
All right, fellas.
Right on time.
That's it. All right, so we're gonna keep moving. Rapid fire discussion. Y'all guys are gonna like this one. I'm behind on this, so I cannot discuss this one. Al, we're gonna start with you again. Dragon Ball Super episode 131.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you were not watching Dragon Ball Super, my God, I don't know where you've been. If you don't have the internet, go to your local cable provider and get the internet. Episodes are on YouTube. I'm trying to tell y'all.
Crunchyroll as well.
Crunchyroll, yeah. Dragon Ball Super, episode 131. Tournament of Power. The best story arc for Dragon Ball
Ever.
Period.
All time.
Ever.
Period. It sets it up. Y'all, I'm telling you, please go watch Dragon Ball Super. 3 out of 4 panelists on this show has watched it. X actually
I watched the old season. I watched the old one.
You watched the old, okay. Yeah. X actually watched the show midway, like maybe what you started kind of late in the game, and X caught up.
Yeah.
And he caught up to where TC and I was. That's how compelling the show is. It is excellent. I mean, the Tournament of Power will not let you down. Dragon Ball Super has got some good stuff coming. They got a movie coming later on this year. They got a new season supposedly starting next year.
Excellent.
All right. TC, thoughts? Dragon Ball Z, 30 seconds.
Greatest animated show of all time. All time.
Give it to him. When?
All time.
Forever.
So, I mean, it's like Al said, man. I mean, the show is the story just yanks you in and pulls you in, and it just bear hugs the hell out of you.
Yeah.
And you gonna catch feelings for people that on that show that you never thought you gonna catch feelings for.
Yes.
Because even when the other universe got this, like they got destroyed, it was kind of a sad situation.
When hitting
even
them,
in that, yeah. I mean, it was like, all right, well, these dudes got beat. It was like, oh damn, they got beat.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, you're gonna catch feelings on everybody on that show.
He ain't lying.
All right, Xavier, thoughts?
So, people, as Al said, I started behind everybody. I was watching it on Cartoon Network. I literally watched from episode 49 up to episode 125 in a matter of 4 to 5 days on Crunchyroll. That's a lot of time invested in this show, and it is worth every single second. When I tell you, as TC said, you're going to grow feelings and relationships for these characters in this show, unlike any other one before. You even like Frieza at times. You hate him again, love him again, hate him, love him. Dude, excellent. Jiren, top notch. I almost said something, but we on Facebook. I mean on YouTube, so I can't say it. But let me tell you, check it out. Greatest thing in the world. Android 17, way to come through, baby.
And that is it for that rapid fire discussion, fellas. Excellent thoughts. We're getting ready to move into the final phase of the show. We're going to start with TC. TC, what is on your comic book top watch list? And I can almost guarantee I think I know what it might be, but I'm going to let you say it. I'm thinking thing. I'll let you say it. Go ahead.
I mean, the things I've been looking for is, pretty much anything related to the upcoming Infinity movie. I've been looking at stuff on that. That includes, like I said, Silver Surfer 44. That includes the Infinity Wars, the Infinity Gauntlet series, and even with the Russo brothers, with their rumor of talking about wanting to do a Secret Wars. If you go back and look now, the Secret Wars comics, even number 8, besides that one, the set of them is pretty much going through the roof. As far as new comics that I've been looking at, I'll be honest with you, man. I was kind of surprised at the way that the Rick and Morty comic series is selling.
Blowing up.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised at it. I went back and looked at some of the older comics and looked at the prices and variants and stuff like that. And really, everything is just a limited print run on everything they do because it's not a really top popular comic. I mean, it's Omnipress that does the printing for it. So they don't print out a whole lot of comics on there for it. So if you get anything for it, it's instantly going to become some kind of a hit in some kind of way.
All right. Al?
As far as it goes, I don't have a specific. I mean, I could go down a laundry list of books that I've been enjoying. Now, Matt, you picked up a couple Image books today that flew over my head, but I got them reserved at the comic book store up in McDonough. There was a couple of books that came out a couple of weeks ago that I would recommend. Gideon Falls was one. And Oblivion, oh God, what was the name of that book, y'all? Oblivion Song.
Yeah.
Those were solid reads. They're on the ground, meaning that they just released them. I don't know if Oblivion Song has gone to second print. That's a Robert Kirkman book, the creator of The Walking Dead. Basically, I'm with TC. If you're into the whole collection thing, if you can, try to pick up as much Thanos stuff. Thanos is now all of a sudden become everybody's favorite bad guy because of the upcoming Avengers movie. But for the most part, any of the Infinity miniseries, Infinity War, Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity Quest from the 90s. No, Infinity Crusade from the 90s. Infinity Quest, and then Infinity from 2013. There's also a couple of other ones that Infinity stories that Thanos was dealing with, the Guardians and Black Bolt, War Kings, I think, something like that. But anyway, other books, Redneck, of course, that's still going strong. That's a really good read. Black Cloud is a really good read as well. That's pretty much it. DC, even though they're lacking on their movie front, they're killing it on the comic book front. So for the most part, they're putting out some quality stuff. Stuff I could recommend would be The Flash, Green Arrow, Green Lanterns. I've been collecting those pretty strong. Also Killer Be Killed. That's a good one, still going strong. So that's pretty much it.
All right, Xavier, you got anything?
Not really. My main focus is just catching up on all the back issues that I missed out on.
Okay. All right, I will unveil mine, which we'll segue into our. We're going to use this as a segue to go right into our comment hauls. So I'll go ahead and go first. But the two books that I have will tell you to go pick up right now, especially the one I'm about to show. This first one is called The Dead Hand. Came out today by Image. This is about Russian espionage. So, ironically, believe it or not, both have to do with Russians. so But this one has already garnered. I've saw several reviews, and
45 and the banners.
they've got this has got a 10 already in the reviews, and this one here has got a crude, which is about a guy who goes back to hunt down who killed him. This has got a 9. So
It's upside
image.
down.
Oh, excuse me. No, I'm sorry. It is upside down. I'm sorry about that, fellas. Crude number 1. Image, man. When it comes to action stories, they are just knock them out the park. Knock them out the park. And I'm gonna get into both of these. I hadn't got into much, like really sitting down reading like Kill or Be Killed in quite a while. But I'm actually stay with this and see how this turns out. Also today, picked up. I'm late to the party, but I went ahead and picked up the Thanos number 18, the Venom Hulk variant of Thanos 18. Pretty big events are supposed to transpire in this today. TC probably knows what I'm talking about. And we'll go into some of the stuff I picked up at the Atlanta Comic Convention. First up on the docket, Shannon Waller. I'm gonna call you out, my friend, if you're watching us tonight. Shannon Waller, if you're watching, picked up the Gotham City Sirens number 1.
And I was looking for it for you, but I couldn't find it. That was the only one that was there. So
Got this for a great deal, man. Also picked up Xavier. You probably like this here. Picked up Batman 563, one of the awesome Joker covers. Picked that one up there.
That's right before they kill Jason Todd.
Yep.
No, I'm sorry. That's right before his first appearance. My bad.
Also picked up. I just got cussed out. Yeah, I just got cussed out.
mm.
I knew he was gonna text me. Picked up also because I know it's coming at some point, and it's already been announced. The New Gods number 1. Got that while we were there, a good price. Talked the guy down to about 25 for that, and something that I just absolutely love looking at this book. I told Al about it today, and this is the Crane variant, the Hulk 181. This is absolutely beautiful cover. Absolutely beautiful.
How much you said that was going for now on eBay?
$249. Money.
And it was only what, like $50 at the when we bought it.
Was it 60, 50, 60?
Yeah.
All right. Then we have All Star Comics 58. This was on my list of books I've been looking for a while. Finally got it. Picked up a relatively high grade. This is All Star Comics number 58. First appearance of Power Girl.
Word life.
Yeah. While we were at the comic book convention, we went down to I stopped by Slab City and picked up something that I had that's on one of my grail lists that I've been looking for quite a while. Not Hulk 181, not Batman 227, but it was up there. It was something that I have yet to see in a comic book store anywhere I go. So I said, you know what? It's there. I'm gonna go ahead and see if this man can give me a nice deal on it, which I was able to get, and I actually got it. It is Conan number 1. So I am thrilled to have that. It is a mid-grade, which is perfectly fine for me. And I am thrilled to have this in my collection of books. All right. Last but not least, this is the doozy. Did not think that I would see this. Well, I figured I would see it, but I did not think I would see it at the price that they wanted for it. Those who know I'm on a run to collect the first appearances of these books. I think I've only got like maybe one or two more to get, and I have the first full run of the debut series of these Silver Age books. But I was able to pick up Hulk number 102 which is the continuation from Tales to Astonish 101, which basically is the Incredible Hulk's first Silver Age premiere. So this is one
With
of
the
my
Toxic Avenger.
yep, it's one of my grails that I've finally gotten, and so that is it for me on this comic haul and roundtable discussion. Just glad to just have these two in my possession, and we'll put them away in the safe box where I put all of the others. TC, your, your hauls for this week, my friend.
I hadn't picked up nothing too much new. I mean, I did get that Weapon H, just like you got. I also picked up the Black Panther 171. I picked up the Thor variant that they have for it. Also picked up B cover as well.
That's Beta Ray Bill on the other one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is. Got Beta Ray Bill. It's got all of them. Everybody basically who's been a Thor, who's been worthy. They got him on the cover on there for it. I picked up the Killer Be Killed 17. I picked up both covers.
Hold up. Where'd you get that one from? Yeah. Yeah.
This one, I got this one at Midtown.
Wow, I like that.
It's a Virgin wraparound. I saw that they're actually coming up on the end for the story on this, with the last one being number 20. This is 17 on there for it. So there ain't but 3 more issues left before they end the story on there altogether.
You must pay like $30 for overnight shipping from Midtown.
No. Snail mail from them. Every time. Yeah, I get mine 2 weeks later.
You went to Slab City to get that delivered on time.
Oh man.
The last one I picked up is the all new Wolverine number 33.
That book is hot, by the way.
And I picked up both covers on there for it. The Venomized cover that they did on there for it. And the main reason with that, I knew they were doing the old woman Laura storyline with this one. So that's the reason why I picked this one up on there for it.
Ain't nothing up with that old person storyline thing.
All right. Brother Al, the floor is yours, my friend.
All right, I'm trying to make this quick as possible. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this. Y'all may laugh, but I don't care. I've collected these books, man, earlier in my life, and when I sold the first set of comics that I had, they were part of it. So when I went up to Origin Story earlier this week, shout outs to Origin Story, they had the rest of these books. It was 20 issues in this series. It's a DC comic book, and basically it's Captain Carrot and Zucru. Don't laugh. You can laugh if you want to, X. Okay. Captain Carrot gonna be in a movie one day. I'm gonna be rich. But but it was 20 issues in the first run, so they had the other issues. So I went ahead and picked those up. I was down at Will's today, and this is something that I'm not gonna show all the books that I got, but I think I got a spider sense about this particular book. This is Captain America 310, and the significance behind this book is basically it's a key issue. There's a group called the Serpent Society that was actually introduced in this book. It's the first appearance of them. I think Marvel, in reference to the cinematic universe, they're going to start opening up, I believe, with certain characters and groups and stuff that they have rights to, that they could actually put into certain certain movies. So I got a feeling the Serpent Society may rise up some kind of way. Let's see. All right, so I'm gonna go over these pretty quick. These are my pulls for the last few weeks. All right, I got Redneck 11. I got Doomsday Clock number 4. Green Lanterns 44. Dark Knight's Metal 6, which is the final issue. This was a hell of a story.
Yeah, that ending was I read the ending.
Bruh, this is, man, some good stuff, man. This book actually opened up the door to the new age of heroes with some of the newer books that DC has coming out. So that ties in. Got Killer Be Killed, number 17. I got The Walking Dead, the Governor variant of 177. They've been doing variants of their books.
Solid Snake edition right there.
Yeah. They Black Cloud, number 8. Green Arrow 39. Animosity Evolution, number 5. And this story keeps getting better and better. Walking Dead 178. The New World Order. Animosity 13. Green Lanterns 43. And Flash 43. Now I am going to go over my pulls with some of the major stuff that I got from the con. I picked up a whole lot of back issues, but you know, those are kind of inconsequential. I got the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 16. The significance behind this book is a key issue. The lady that's looking like she's about to attack all the heroes is Captain Marvel, or Monica Rambeau, aka Photon. And again, it's been rumored that she has been cast in the Captain Marvel movie with Brie Larson. So it's a possibility that this particular character may show up in the Captain Marvel movie. I mentioned this to Matt a few weeks ago, and he went and picked the book up as well. Okay, as most that watch the show on a regular basis know, I am a huge fan of the Uncanny X-Men, and I have a desire to complete the full first run of the X-Men. I am currently at a point to where I'm looking real good as far as achieving that goal. Just got a few of them insane books to pick up, but I picked up a few books. Back issues: Uncanny X-Men 118, X-Men 58, which is the first appearance of Havoc. And Matt, wouldn't you know, I did have another copy of this, so I'm gonna end up selling it. X-Men 77.
You gonna sell the extra Havoc? We need to talk.
Okay.
Off the show.
All right. And X-Men 79 with the Cobalt Man. With these acquisitions, minus the Havoc book, I'm actually short a total of 92 books to complete the whole first run of the X-Men. That's from issue 1 to 544. So I need 92 more issues, and then I will obtain my goal.
All
right. Last but not least, oh, that's not it. Actually, I don't think I showed this one. But anyway, that's I did. This is what TC's trying to pick up. The Silver Surfer 44. The other book is in my bedroom. I'm not going to get it. But it's actually, I picked it up from the con for $25. It was Wolverine number 8 with Wolverine and Incredible Hulk as Joe Fixit and Patch on the cover. $25.
Wow.
$25.
Nice.
I mean, when we saw that, man, I mean, they had a Wolverine number 1 sitting in there for $30.
Yep.
Slab 9.8.
9.8. And I already got a copy.
Yeah, I didn't holler at you, boy.
I'm sorry.
Shit, pardon my French YouTube. Larry almost bought it.
Yep.
Larry had his hands on it.
Larry got it.
But it was a 9.8. He don't have a 9.8. He was like, he said 9.8, man. 9.8, bro. He said 9.8, bro. Yeah, for $30.
I would have PayPal'd y'all the money.
But that guy, he had another one. Was it Wolverine 40? Was like had Sabretooth and Wolverine on the cover.
I mean, I bought from the guy last year.
Yeah, in the snow. He had that one for like $40, and it was like a 9.5.
Yeah. X, you got anything here you picked up, brother? Nothing?
I mean, not comments wise. I got a bunch of pops, but
what you got, man? Show your pop. What you got over there, man? Show the people your pops, man.
Y'all, hold on. Let me grab them.
while he does that, I want to give a shout out to Sunshine Collects Things in the chat room. We have an active chat room tonight, guys. So if y'all can roll over to the page. What you got there? What you got there, Al?
I got this from Hot Topic earlier. This is Whis from Dragon Ball Super.
Okay, all right.
And you know what? While X is going getting his crap, I'm gonna go get that Wolverine. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Matter of fact, while y'all do that, I'm going to get my pop. Everybody hold tight. Yeah, I got one. I got a pop. Oh yeah, I got one for y'all. Hold tight.
I'm gonna wait before you. I'm gonna leave when you leave because I wanna. Yeah, Matt got a pop.
Yeah, it's rare to see Matt get a pop.
Very rare. It's like my avatar. If you see him right there, Bigfoot.
All right, y'all ready? It's a handful. So got the Jon Snow right here. Also picked up one that I didn't have, was another Jon Snow right here. Bruce Banner. I hate to say it, compliments of Toys R Us going out of business. That's killing me, man. I hate that. Got Daryl from when Negan captured him. Got Beetlejuice, Leatherface. Showed this to my guys in the little hall that we in. I got the Chase Eric Killmonger. Also have the Common Killmonger to go with them.
Nice.
Got the Unmasked Iron Spider, the box lunch exclusive. Got Cobra Commander. Got it with the boat. Took me a minute to find that one, by the way. Dark Knight Returns, Batman in the black suit. Trying to find the blue suit right now. Mike Myers, Chucky on Child's Play 2, Freddy Krueger, and thanks to one of our panelists who is not on the show this evening, looked out for me. He had the Walmart Glow in the Dark Black Panther exclusive. So that's my haul over the past week. All
right, so since y'all got jokes and want to pick on me, say, well, Matt got a pop. Well, I do have a pop. I'm gonna pull it out of the box. I'm gonna pull it right out the box on y'all, fresh out the box. I gotta take the paper off of it.
Oh, that's fresh right there.
Yeah, it's fresh, man. I got to pull the paper off this joker, man. Might have to go get my knife because I don't want to. And the old folks say, bust it up.
Hey, well, why you busting that up? This is the Wolverine that I got, y'all. It's 9.0, and like I said, the dude was $25.
All right, here we go. Open it up. Coming out of play. I have picked up the exclusive chase of Bob Ross.
Oh,
yeah, y'all remember Bob Ross?
Yeah, the paint dude.
This is the DIY, do it yourself version of Bob Ross. Let's turn around this way here. There we go.
The tree painter guy. He paints trees and stuff.
Yeah. We're gonna put a cat over here on the right hand side of the picture.
We're gonna put some clouds, some beautiful fluffy clouds.
Yeah, so that is my pop. I'm actually eyeing a couple of other ones that I will reveal if I obtain them. There's one I'm looking at right now. I'm just trying to figure out, do I want to pay the money for it? That's the only thing.
Hey, man, if you wanted another DIY Bob Ross, Will has one.
Yeah, I know Will got one. I know Will. I want to tell Will about it. I got that. Al.
Yes.
Did you have anything else? Did you want to toss out?
No.
TC, do you have anything else you want to toss out, my friend?
Hey, we've covered it all, man.
We covered it all. This has been an action-packed show. Super Saiyan said he is jealous of the Bob Ross, man. That Bob Ross, man, is a winner. And Sunshine Collects Things says, I want that Cobra Commander pop. That thing is fire.
Who had a Cobra Commander pop?
Xavier.
Oh yeah.
Cobra!
They need to do a Serpentor pop.
Oh man,
I'm surprised this one. I'm surprised
with the golden chariot.
Yep, with the golden chariot. That'll be a chase, man. That'll be like a $40. I buy that Joker though. Him and Destro.
Cobra! Oh,
There is a Destro.
yeah, Destro was one of the earlier ones, if I'm not mistaken.
You can go get Destro from Jones Reax. They still had several in one rapper.
Hey, hi, Cobra Commander. I mean, Destro's talk. Cobra Commander, the concoction is complete.
Now, before we go, hit it one time, man. You know we got to hit it for us.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
So I just like the damn dude.
I can do it at will.
Well, everybody, we want to say thank you all for watching. I do want to throw this out there, and I'm this is something we'll discuss off air, but I will bring the topic to the floor now. We need to have a complete, when I say complete roundtable, for those who are like Kingdom Comics, Sunshine Collect things. Let's get some of you guys on the panel later on this year, and let's all open the floor for just various topics and just have a free for all. And I think we'll do that at some point. We'll discuss that off air. Make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you like and subscribe. Once you like and subscribe, make sure you send a friend. Say, hey, check these 4 dudes. Well, it's 4 here now, but it's 8, 9, 10 dudes. Yeah, that are comic fanatics. We love to get some of you all on the show and to talk about different various things, man. And just glad that everyone took the time out to watch us today. Had a decent viewing tonight. Very, very well. It was a larger viewing tonight, concurrent too. And we want to tell you all, thank you, Al. What you got for me, man?
Well, I just wanted to say this. For those who've been watching for a while, like Matt said, thank you so much. We appreciate your viewership. As always, we do what we do because we love what we do. We enjoy talking and conversing, and we hope that you like our content. I just wanted to make this mention. We were going to do a drawing. We were doing a giveaway when we got 100 subscribers. We didn't do it because the trivia question just went awry. Needless to say, we still are going to do the giveaway. We were actually going to give away a Black Panther pop and the Black Panther hip hop variant, which I still have. However, what we're going to do, we're going to add some stuff to it. So once we get to a point to where we've accumulated like a good little yeah, this is really good, we're going to do another giveaway, and we're going to hash out the particulars as far as how we're going to do it this time. But for those who are watching, and remember that if you didn't remember, we're still going to do that giveaway. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for watching.
One last thing here before we go. I was situating myself, and I did get a book that I neglected to put up. I got the Vicious Vampironica. This is an homage to the first appearance of Morbius. This is one of 500. I actually got this one, ordered this one straight from Canada.
Nice.
So that is that. Everybody, thanks for watching tonight. We really appreciate you taking out the time. We will be returning in May. I have not decided exactly what day. I'm thinking since we're all going to Savannah, we may even do the show in Savannah live on a Friday night with the window open in the back so that y'all can hear downtown Savannah as we enjoy ourselves, kicking our feet up. And we may do it down in Savannah. I hadn't decided yet. So just make sure that you subscribe so that you see when we come back on. But we will be on next month. Just the date has to be determined. So thanks again, everybody. Larry, we hate you couldn't join. Wanted to get you on. We'll debate all this at Savannah when we get down there. And that's it, everybody. Happy enjoying of Infinity Wars. For those who can go to war, knock yourself out. We'll be discussing all this and much, much more when we return on next month's edition of the Comic Hall Roundtable Discussions. Matt Odom, Antonio Coleman, Al Rainey, the Decepticons, and Xavier Randall. We want to wish everyone who's watching a wonderful night, and we will see you all on the rebound. Have a good night.